And we are back for the second time here today. Now, our first game was pretty bad. It was a 40-point blowout. I don't even know what the final score ended up being. Stopped watching it. But we are back for what should be, in my estimation, the game of the night. A really feisty Trailblazers team taking on a red-hot Boston Celtics team. Although not as hot as they claim to be, or as they were a couple of weeks ago, but still a really good Boston Celtics team. The number 2 seed in the East. Obviously, as Knicks fans, we're going to root for the downfall of the Celtics. So here today, we get to tune in to the Blazers taking on the Celtics. Let's get into it. We're here, we made it. We made it to 7:30, I was gonna say 8 o'clock, but we made it to 7:30. We are indeed back like we never left. We have a Blazers team taking on a Celtics team. Here we go. Now we are indeed in Boston. This is a game that is taking place in Boston Arena, TD Arena. Can't be a garden if you're named after a bank. I don't make the rules, it is what it is. And so we're gonna start with the away team and their best player, as always, and that is indeed Deni Avdija. Deni Avdija, 26 a game, 7 boards, 7 assists. We know what he is capable of. The last time we got the opportunity to watch a Blazers team was when they were taking on the New York Knicks. And in that game, the Knicks were able to out-tough this Blazers team, a really tough Blazers team, and ultimately walked away with a victory. But at the end of the game, Deni Avdija ended up leaving with some kind of back pain issue kind of thing. Either way, Deni Avdija is indeed available to play tonight. He is back. Not sure how long he's been back. I didn't expect for him to miss too many games. It did not seem to be that big of a deal. But we can go through their schedule real quick and just kind of call out what we see here in terms of their last couple of games. So they were on a 4-game winning streak before losing to the red-hot Toronto Raptors, by the way. Red hot. But they were on a 4-game winning streak. Before that, they lost 2 in a row, Golden State and New York. That was the game Deni Avdija ended up missing against Golden State. Obviously, New York handed them a loss. They had back-to-back victories against the Houston Rockets. Before that, they were on a nice long winning streak, including 2 wins against the Rockets, 1 win against San Antonio. And so here we are. Their last winning streak started with Atlanta. They beat the Lakers, they beat the Kings, they beat the Heat, lost to Toronto, and so here today, they're taking on Boston at Boston. Joseph Susan was popping, everybody. Daniel Berry Sports, my guy, appreciate you. Here at Boston, this is a Peacock Monday. See, I didn't even know this was a thing. I have the game loaded up and ready to go. It is a Peacock game, so I have it loaded up on the streaming software, on the streaming platform. And they have here, Peacock NBA Monday will begin soon. Has this been a thing all year? We're halfway through the regular season, and I did not know that Mondays were reserved for Peacock games, or at least I never noticed. The fact that that was never advertised to me, like, hey, Monday night game, Monday night NBA games, come to Peacock. I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought, like, oh yeah, every now and again, we have to tune into Peacock to watch a basketball game. Absolutely ridiculous marketing from the NBA and from Peacock. Anyway, regardless of that, we are here. We're going to start with the Blazers, as we always do. Work our way down their roster, head over to the Boston Celtics, work our way down their roster, and then we'll be ready for tip-off. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Joseph said we need the Celtics to lose. Yes, indeed we do. 29 teams are rooting for the Celtics to lose here tonight because nobody likes the Boston Celtics outside of the Boston Celtics. Either way, Deni Avdija, here we go. 26, 7, and 7. We know what he's capable of. He's a triple-double threat on any given night this season. He has elevated himself. He is a no-brainer all-star this year. 46.5% from the field, 36% from three-point range. His claim to fame this season is the fact that he is getting every single call imaginable. If he wants a foul call, he's getting a foul call. He puts his head down and goes to the rim, he's getting a foul call. He flops to the floor, he's getting the foul call. He smacks somebody in the arm, they're not going to call a foul on him. I'm just kidding, I'm exaggerating here. But indeed, he has generated a phenomenal whistle this year. He is a freight train going down the middle of the lane. There is no stopping him. Full head of steam. He's putting his head down. He's running in the guys. He's drawing contact, getting the foul calls. He's definitely, I don't think he's leading the league, but he's definitely up there in terms of and-one opportunities this year. This man absorbs contact and still gets the finishes. He's having a phenomenal year. Obviously, we're looking at the statistics here, and the box score completely stands out. It's a great year. The turnovers, you guys know how I feel about turnovers over 3.5. Any turnover average over 3, I'm looking at you sideways. Over 3.5, absolutely out of control. He needs to cut down on his turnovers. And these stats here were taken about a week ago. So if I go to Deni Avdija now and I check out what his averages are for his turnovers, we'll have a much better look at where he's at. Right now, he's still averaging 3.9, so it hasn't changed. He's exactly where he's always been. He's averaging 3.9 turnovers this year. Way too high. Way too high. Oh, he's out? Is he officially out? I thought I saw that he was playing. Let's go here. Go to their injuries. And he is questionable for today's game. Tybull is out, Chris Murray is out, Henderson's out, Duop Reith is out, Blake Wesley's out, Damian Lillard is out. We all know these guys are definitely out. Deni Avdija, I could have sworn I saw that he was playing this year. I mean, he's listed as questionable on ESPN, but if I go over to Twitter, I guess, now I'm going to have to check because it's important to know if the best player is playing. Deni Avdija, injury. Okay. They don't have that up, so it tells me he's probably playing. Deni Avdija is close. Okay, so he's not playing? Okay, no, this is the other day that he didn't play. Okay. So he's questionable for today. I assume he's going to play? I assume he's going to play. My assumption is that Deni Avdija is playing. Joseph said, I wish I was in the NBA. I love basketball, but I'm afraid of getting injured. That's a little bit of an irrational fear, brother. Try it out. Play it at a low level. Have some fun. You don't have to go super hard. Just enjoy it. Even if you don't play games, go to the park, shoot around. That's what I like to do as I'm getting older. I don't really want to play games anymore. You know, I'm kind of past that point. Even if I do end up getting into a game at the park or the gym or anything, super casual. I'm not going hard. I'm not. At this stage of my life, I'm not trying to get hurt and be out of commission for other things I got to do in my life for, 4 months and then have to do a rehab process. I ain't in the NBA. Nobody's trying to do that. Enjoy basketball. Basketball is fun. It is a child's game that we have professionalized, and I love it. But remember, it is a game. It is simply a game. That's all it is. So enjoy it as a game. Deni Avdija, I assume, is going to play, but like we said, super efficient year. He's kind of peaking here. He's 25 years old. He should be entering his prime now. And we're seeing it. Shout out to Washington Wizards for completely giving up on prospects way too early, even though they show promise. 46.5% from the field, 80% from the foul line, 36% from three. It's pretty good efficiency, and expect that efficiency to continue to rise or at least hover where it is for the remainder of his career. Joe said, you also got to live life at the same time, Chevy. You only live once? Yeah, and I don't want to spend 4 months of it in a cast because I thought I was, LeBron James coming down the middle of the lane. Like I said, I'm going to play and enjoy and have a good time without putting myself at risk of being injured. You can do what you want. It's your life, brother. But I'm going to be over here chilling. I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to shoot around. I'm going to play a game and then go 60, 70, maybe 80% during the game, and that's it. Not putting myself in harm's way. Not doing it. Not for basketball. We got the Shaedon Sharpe, who's, I feel like, I want to say quietly having an awesome season, but everybody knows what Shaedon Sharpe is capable of. It's just not super in everybody's face because he hasn't hit the all-star spot in his career yet. 18.5 points per game, 4.4 boards, 2.5 assists. So hovering around 18, 4, and 2. Really good box scores, counting stats here for Shaedon Sharpe, 45%. We'll round up for him. 45% from the field, 77% from the free throw line, and 33.5% from three-point range. This shot right here, the shot looks good. I expect this to come along as his career continues to go, as his development continues to go. He's only 22 years old, so a really nice starting building block here for the Portland Trail Blazers. But 33.5% is the thing that's kind of limiting his overall scoring right now. We know he could slash. We know he's got a little bit of a mid-range game he's developing. We know the three-point shot he's currently developing. He'll take them here and there and whatnot. But he's more of a slasher. Obviously can jump out of the gym. He's fantastic. He's phenomenal. Everything's coming around for Shaedon Sharpe. But, averaging more turnovers than assists when you average over 2 assists is an issue. Almost 3 turnovers to only 2.5 assists is the ratio going the wrong way. Going way the wrong way. First of all, he's already getting close to 3 turnovers, which is already way too many turnovers, in my estimation, right? My line is 3, and he's at about 3 here, so I'm looking at him sideways. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the thing that compounds this and makes it worse is the fact that he's only getting 2.5 assists a game. Not good enough. Not nearly good enough. And like I said, the thing that is holding him back in his career right now. Only 22 years old, so more than enough time to rectify a lot of these issues in his game. But these are the things holding him back right now. Jrue Holiday, is he available? He wasn't on the injury report. I think he's available today. Jrue Holiday is fantastic. We know what Jrue Holiday is capable of. He is one of those just winning basketball players. At 35 years old, he's obviously not the all-star level guard that he was back in Philly earlier in his career, New Orleans, Boston, stops like that. Now at 35 years old, Milwaukee. Now at 35 years old, he is the backup guard, do-it-all, veteran presence out there who can control the game, get defensive stops for you, be incredibly wise, and kind of an assistant coach out there on the court for guys or even on the bench and help lead a basketball team. Any team would be lucky to have Jrue Holiday on their roster. He is making a lot of money, thanks to Boston. They had to pay their guys after winning a championship. Don't disagree with that. But at this point in his career, he is indeed making a little more money than he probably should be getting as a backup guard right now. But to each their own. Contracts like this happen. When you have the legacy that Jrue Holiday has, he has 2 NBA championships on his resume, and he was a huge part of both of them. That's kind of the grace you get. I do want to bring up Jrue Holiday real quick here, mostly because these were phenomenal stats earlier in the year when he was starting at point guard, and because he was starting, he went out with the injury. But it's now down to about 15 points per game, 7 assists. Ridiculous numbers, but they're starting to come down to earth just a little bit. He is also working his way back from injury. But we know what Jrue Holiday is capable of. Elite point of attack defender, even at 35 years old. And he's fantastic. We get the Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant is having a resurgence season this year. He had a couple of extremely poor efficiency seasons in a row there that made it feel like, okay, maybe the leap from Jerami Grant is now crashing back down to earth. But to start this year, guys, back to being around a 20-point-per-game scorer, 4 boards, about almost, we could round up to 3 assists, still 2.2 turnovers. This team is a young team. They do turn it over quite a bit. 43% from the field, 86% from the foul line, almost 40% from three-point range. This is the thing that has propelled him this season. When he was having really poor efficiency seasons, most of it was because he had to do a lot of self-creating from three-point range. Now with guys like Deni Avdija, Jrue Holiday, and the presence of a guy like Donovan Clingan down low has allowed Jerami Grant to again space it out to the three-point line and prove that he could actually knock down some wide-open shots. Now, when he has to be a self-creator, it doesn't look very good. He's not going to be efficient at all. He's still probably going to get to around 20 points because somebody on bad teams has to score, like the last couple of years in which he was forced to do it. But now that he's back with actually capable players who can create open looks for him, he's back to being a pretty decently efficient guy, especially from three-point range for a guy in his role. Averaging around 20, which is a really nice second option for a team out there, or even like third or fourth option outside of Avdija and Sharpe, who are obviously the 2 main guys they're going to prioritize here. Scoot Henderson has missed pretty much the entirety of the year. I think he's missed the entirety of the year. These are his statistics last year. We haven't updated it yet. I still have all of my stock, and I'll buy any stock anybody else has on Scoot Henderson. I still think he could be an all-star level point guard in the NBA. I think he's just really good with the ball in his hands overall. I've seen the potential fully laid out. He had a 30-point game against the Knicks, so maybe that's the one game that's really sticking out in my mind where I'm like, oh yeah, I could see him being that on a more consistent basis. Maybe he's not going to be the generational star that I thought maybe he could be coming into the NBA, the next awesome point guard coming into the league. Definitely wasn't that right out the gate, but he's still only 21 years old. He has yet to play this year, so I don't want to make too many assumptions as to where his game is at right now. Toumani Kamara has elevated himself into being one of the best two-way players in the NBA. And maybe two-way is a little bit of a stretch because he's still growing as an offensive player. I didn't update his age. Wow. One of the few players in which I just fully forgot to update his age. Let's go back and pick out what age is Toumani Kamara, unless you guys know right off the bat. Toumani Kamara is, I assume, like 22? He's 25. Wow. A little bit older than what I thought, but he's still pretty young. Still developing, still has room to grow. But Toumani Kamara came into the league as a defensive-minded wing at 6'7". He was a really bad offensive player, but has since improved himself. 35% from the field is solid, 13.2 points per game for a guy who's an awesome point-of-attack defender at 6'7" and a wing defender. Is very much needed. Again, 2 turnovers is a little high for a guy who doesn't have a ton of on-ball reps. With only 2.7 turnovers, this young team really does turn the ball over a lot. 5.2 rebounds as well. Does a little bit of everything. Averages about a stock and a half, which is really nice for your wing defenders like that. And pairing him alongside a guy like Jrue Holiday and Donovan Clingan has led, when healthy, this Portland Trailblazers team to be one of the better defensive teams in the league. Donovan Clingan, speaking of, is finally having a healthy season. 11 points per game, almost 11 rebounds per game this year. 33% from three-point range. This is the thing that is one of the most surprising things in the league. He showed some propensity to shooting threes back when he was in UConn during college. But coming into the NBA and really improving his shot, this is approaching respectability right here. Now, he doesn't take a lot of them. The volume is low. But 33% is approaching respectability. You can't leave him wide open. You'll dare him to shoot. You're obviously going to dare him to shoot and give him a light contest. But 33% is actually really good for a guy who's only 21 and still working on his jump shot. 54% from the field is solid for a big. 1.4 blocks, 0.5 steals, averaging almost 2 stocks, which is really great for him. And he's been one of the best interior rim protectors in the NBA this season, and obviously also one of the better rebounders this season as well. He's only 21 years old. You want to talk about building blocks. We talked about it with a couple of the other guys. They have their center of the future here if only he could stay healthy. He is 7'2". 7'2" guys don't stay healthy, especially at his size. They tend to deal with a lot of foot issues, hoping and praying for a very healthy Donovan Clingan career. Because he was one of my favorite players coming out of that draft. I would have even played around with the idea of taking him number 1 in that draft. Remember, that was a really weak draft. Reza Shea was the number 1 overall pick in that draft. I would have played around with the idea of taking Donovan Clingan number 1. That's how high I am on Clingan. Dog Catcher, what's up, Dog Catcher? He is still adjusting to playing with better vision on the court. True. Bruce Fowler, what's up, Bruce? We get the Caleb Love. 10 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, 2.2 assists. He is one of the most surprising standout rookies this season so far. He has come into the league as a rookie. He was undrafted. Was he undrafted or was he a second-round pick? I think he was undrafted. Either way, he came in as a, didn't have a ton of flash when he was picked up by the Blazers. 10.3 points, though, for a guy that they didn't really expect much from. 33% from three-point range, 38% from the field. Obviously, the efficiency is a little low. It's getting a little bit better. Matter of fact, if I pull up his most recent stats, they're going to be a little bit better than this. But he has been huge for a team that has been decimated, especially out of the guard position, with injury. They very much needed Love to step up, and boy, oh boy, boom, there he is. A capable shot maker, a good enough ball handler, and a young guy to continue to add to their collection of young players that they're building around. Now, I don't think he's like the point guard of the future or anything like that, but he's a really good bench piece, and maybe a trade chip down the line, but as of right now, really good bench piece for a team that definitely needed depth. Sidy Cissoko is also a little bit of a surprising player. He originally drafted by the San Antonio Spurs, and anybody drafted by the Spurs, I would probably take a little bit of a swing on if they moved on from him at some point as well. 6.1 points, 2.1 rebounds, 1.5 assists. He's more of just an energy guy. He comes into the game. Sometimes he starts, but he comes into the game, kind of makes things happen, gets 50-50 balls that he has no business grabbing. The issue is that he's not a very good basketball player right now. Under 40 from the field, under 35 from three-point range isn't great. But again, he's an energy guy. He's supposed to come in and change the tenor of a basketball game, and more often than not, he's capable of doing that. You just don't want to have him out there for too long of a stretch because, again, not very good at basketball right now. Has a lot to improve. Now, a lot of that also has to do with the fact that they're a heavily injured team this year. Like Matisse Thybulle probably gets those minutes. But because of that, we're going to include Sidy Cissoko in our pregame coverage. Let's get to the Boston Celtics here, a team that is number 2 in the Eastern Conference, a team that has shot up the standings after a pretty slow start to the year, a team that has slowly but surely built confidence throughout the year. They're coming off a really exciting win against the Brooklyn Nets in which they went to double overtime. They were able to survive it off of a Hugo Gonzalez 3 at the end of the first overtime period after Nick Claxton got a putback to force the overtime period. Boston Celtics led by 9 with like 2 minutes to go or something like that. And Brooklyn came roaring back in order to send it to overtime. They were supposed to lose it. Hugo Gonzalez, a guy not known for his three-point shooting, got a wide open look at the left corner, perfect drawn-up play. Whether it was drawn up or was improvised by the Celtics players, either way, Hugo Gonzalez, I keep wanting to say Hugo Weaving. Hugo Gonzalez gets a wide open corner 3 and sends it to the double overtime in which the Celtics eventually finally pull away from the Nets and win it. Now, good teams find ways to win, whether it's against the bad teams or whatever. But some chinks in the armor for the Boston Celtics, who have clearly struggled with consistent depth, center play. Shout out Neemias Queta, one of my favorite underrated players in the league. Center play and overall consistency on a night-to-night basis for most anybody. Joe Mazzulla, I think, has done a phenomenal job of poking the right buttons, hitting the right buttons of his team, finding the guys who are going to have it that night or match up well that night, whether it's Jordan Walsh or Hugo Gonzalez or Baylor Shireman or anybody like that. He'll throw guys out there and be like, tonight is supposed to be your night, so I need you to step up. And a lot of times, they eventually find a guy who does step up for them. It's been a really nice season for the Celtics in terms of coming together as the collective and being better than what their overall roster construction probably says they should be. Either way, none of it matters without what Jaylen Brown has done this year. Almost 30 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He is averaging 3.7 turnovers, which is way too high. And come playoff time, I really worry about his ball security here because it's something he's always struggled with. But having Jason Tatum alongside of him and great ball handlers like a Holiday or a Derrick White allowed him to, if he didn't have it going, to hide on the wings or in the corners a little bit and be more of a secondary playmaker and attack closeouts. Now, as a primary guy, you're seeing the turnovers rise. I am impressed that the efficiency has mostly stayed really, really high for him this year. But 3.7 turnovers is way too high. It is his first season as the main guy on the team, obviously with the Tatum injury. But still, this is anything over 3.5. I look at you and that's way too high. Way too high. Bruce Fowler said, no way we see Halliburton, but what do you take away from Jason Tatum being available second round of the playoffs? Possible. Even if it is possible, he's coming back. He's going to be really rusty. He's going to be a little bit of a shell of himself. It's not actually being back on the court. It's playing about half a season of basketball before you're back to being who you are. So even if he does come back from the Achilles injury, I'm not expecting a whole lot from Jason Tatum. 1 steal a game, 0.5 blocks. We know what he's capable of defensively. He's been solid defensively. Good, not great or lockdown or anything like that. He's been solid. The thing that really stands out about Jaylen Brown's season is the efficiency. I thought, all of this is going to go up because he's the number 1 guy now, but the efficiency is going to take a hit. And as far as the turnovers have taken a huge hit, but the shooting efficiency, 48% from the field, 36% from three-point range, off the charts to me. Because they've effectively remained the same, if not maybe even slightly gone up in comparison to where he's been last year or a couple of years before. Jaylen Brown, phenomenal year. Phenomenal year. Twilson, what's up, Twilson? Derrick White, 17.6 points, 4.7 rebounds, 5.4 assists. We know what Derrick White's capable of. He's ticking up his play a little bit more, but unlike Jaylen Brown, while he's ticked up his volume and his ball handling and all of that, the shooting efficiency has plummeted. Under 40 from the field, 32% from three-point range, a far cry from a guy who was almost a 40% three-point shooter last year and previous season for the Boston Celtics, obviously allowing himself and the Celtics allowing him to play off of the gravity of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown allowed him to get clean looks at 3. Now having to take a lot of tough contested threes. The efficiency hasn't really recovered, although he has shot it significantly better since when he started the year. Started the year miserably, and the percentages, the efficiency has yet to recover. But unlike Jaylen Brown, he is still doing an excellent job of taking care of the basketball. Under 2 turnovers per game is incredible. Absolutely love to see under 2 for a secondary ball handler like him. That is something you don't normally see. We just went over the Blazers, and even for their third or fourth or fifth ball handler players, they're still hovering around 2 turnovers or over 2 turnovers a game. Derrick White as the secondary main ball handler, under 2 turnovers a game is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Bruce Fowler said, as much as I hate to admit it, frickin' Boston is still good. Really good. They just happen to have stumbled into an amazing coach yet again. They always find them. They always find them. They always find these great coaches. Joe Mazzulla's turned out to be a fantastic coach. We get to Payton Pritchard, and Payton Pritchard we knew had to step into the starting guard spot with no more Jrue Holiday. Almost 17 a game, 4.4 rebounds, 5.4 assists, kind of like in the Derrick White spot. Both of these guys vacillate between being the second or third primary ball handlers behind Jaylen Brown. Only 1.1 turnovers. The guy does not turn the ball over. The Celtics do an excellent job. This is a sign of really good coaching as well, and a really veteran-laden team. 27 years old now for Payton Pritchard, who should be entering his prime. A veteran-laden team, 1.1 turnovers. They do not turn the ball over. They're too smart for this. They are former champions. They've been to the mountaintop. They know what it takes. They know part of that is taking care of the dang ball. You need to win the possession battle. In order to do so, you can't be giving the opportunity to the team to get the ball back from you. Hold on to the ball. Payton Pritchard does a great job of that alongside Derrick White. Jaylen Brown, though, got to improve on it. 45% from the field, 34% from three-point range, 87% from the foul line. Pretty good efficiency-wise, especially for a guy who's now the starting point guard of this team for the foreseeable future, unless they make some kind of upgrade, which I don't see in the cards for them. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I think Payton Pritchard, for now, is going to be the starting point guard moving forward. And he has proven so far this year that he's more than capable of stepping into this role and succeeding in it. Now we get to Anfernee Simons, a guy who they brought in that I think many people, including myself, felt like, oh, he's a trade piece. He doesn't really fit the ethos of this team. He's kind of a wild card, not very good defensively. He's not really going to fit with the way the kind of players that Boston likes to have on their roster. Kind of a defensive first guy, and then we'll teach you offense. More of an offensive guy, not very good defensively, 26 years old. Still has some time to improve. But my goodness, he's been in the league for forever. He came into the league like an 18-year-old, like Cooper Flagg. He's 26 now. I believe this is like year 8 for him. But he's gotten better, and he has gotten better as the season's gone on. 14 a game, 2.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. He's going to sneakily enter that space where he's going to be brought up in 6th Man of the Year conversations if they don't end up trading him at the deadline here, which I don't think they will, but we'll see. We'll see. Crazier things have happened. And like the other guards we've talked about, the Celtics team really prioritizes it. 1.2 turnovers per game. The guy does not throw the ball away. Now, he's more of a shoot-first guy, but as you can see here, it works out for them. My goodness. Why is that so loud? That's why. My apologies. Anfernee Simons, 40% from three-point range, 43.5% from the field. So this number isn't the most efficient. Not bad either, but it's hovering on the low side. 40% from three-point range, this is what they expect from him. They expect him to get the ball, put it up from 3, whether it's off the dribble, off the catch, off movement, whatever, and he's knocking it down at a very high rate at this point. Started off the year slow, was trying to find where he fit in on this team, kind of figuring it out as the year's going on, and it's working out really well for them. Sam Hauser is a 3-and-D guy, almost the prototypical 3-and-D guy. He's a good defender, and he's a knockdown three-point shooter, right? He's good at both of those things. He's at least good. This is how I want to phrase it. He's at least good at both of those things, and he's actually excellent at one of those things, and that's three-point shooting. He's a good defender and an excellent three-point shooter. He's a dangerous man, whether it's 30 feet away, top of the key, wings, elbows, corners. It does not matter. Sam Hauser is a threat. If he has any kind of airspace, he's letting it fly, whether it's off the movement, off the catch, maybe not so much off the dribble, but even still, he's also pretty good at manipulating the ball, knowing when to pump fake, knowing when to attack the closeout, and knowing when to just take the shot. Really smart basketball player. Everybody else, only 0.6 turnovers, does not turn the ball over. He plays his role excellently. He's not trying to take anybody off the bounce in a spot in which he doesn't have to. He's trying to catch and shoot it. If he doesn't have it available, he's looking to get rid of it to one of their main ball handlers and then run off some more screens to try and get open. Plays off of other players significantly or extremely good. Mars Chavez, appreciate you, Mars Chavez. Thank you for the subscription, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight. We are about 5 minutes away from tip-off, and we're winding down here. Chris Boucher is no longer part of the rotation. I don't even know why I have him up here anymore. My apologies. Chris Boucher, I thought he was going to be part of this rotation. They quickly pivoted off of him, and thank goodness they did. He's actually not that good of a basketball player. Shout out Chris Boucher. Neemias Queta is the guy we should probably talk about the most here, because without the advancements that Neemias Queta has made to his game this year and the way that he's played, the way that he's leveled up, which I've always liked Queta. I never understood why the Kings just gave up on him. Didn't understand why Boston never played him last year. Thought he was a really good energy big. And I think if they play him in the Knicks series to match up against Mitchell Robinson, they actually might have escaped that series over the Knicks, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Neemias Queta this year gets the starting center role, and he's been awesome. He's just been flat out awesome. He's been one of the best defensive big men in the NBA. 10.2 points, 8 boards, but it's not just the counting stats. It's not just the 1.3 blocks. It's all the advanced metrics that point out the fact that he's one of the best rim protectors in the league this year. The steals are actually on the rise as well, almost 1. He's averaging well over 2 stocks a game now. 66% from the free throw line, so he's not miserable from there. Not a knockdown free throw shooter, but he's not miserable from there. And, you know, he's been in and out of the lineup with some injury situations, but Neemias Queta definitely has been the most standout player for the Celtics this year, in my estimation. Bruce said, is the dang NBA Rain Man? Pick a team. You'll get an ESPN roster breakdown with a little of their goddamn G League roster. I just watched a lot of basketball, brother. My favorite sport. Mars said, greetings from the Philippines, brother. Appreciate you, Mars. Hope you're having a good time tonight. We got the Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh was also a little bit of a surprise. Didn't start off the year very well. Didn't start off the year as part of the rotation. Then all of a sudden kind of woke up and found his game, right? Joe Mazzulla finally trusted him, threw him out there, and he was for a stretch there, one of the most disruptive defensive players out on the wings, and also started to knock down the perimeter shot, which is really the thing that got him on the court, because he's always been a solid defender, right? Then he upticked to being a really good defender, but now all of a sudden the fact that he has an identifiable offensive skill, can knock down an open three-point shot now, allows the Celtics to actually put him out there in lineups, right? Now, the counting stats are never going to blow you away from a guy who plays, you know, a handful of minutes here and there. But Jordan Walsh, at 21 years old, was a draft pick that they took 3 years ago. He came in after his one season at Arkansas, came to the Celtics, and couldn't find minutes in the rotation. Obviously, they had a championship contending team, so it was difficult for them to find minutes for a guy like Jordan Walsh. But every time he did get minutes, whether it was because of injuries or whatever, or foul trouble, whatever, he would get into the game and he would be terrible. And this season, the opportunity has arose where Joe Mazzulla can experiment a lot more with some of the guys on his roster. Jordan Walsh finally being one of them, and he has kind of cemented himself. Maybe not cemented himself, but he's definitely put his name out there as a guy who should be considered as a permanent part of this rotation. A guy like Jordan Walsh's trajectory here, to bring this back to my Knicks, as I always try to do. A guy like Jordan Walsh and the trajectory that he's been on in his career, where he was unplayable for the first 2 seasons of his career, now in the third figuring things out and actually getting some real legitimate burn with this team and even earned a starting spot for a stretch here and there. It tells me the Knicks shouldn't entirely give up on a guy like Payton Pritchard, who we also feel like, oh man, he's not developing the way we need him to develop or want him to develop or whatever. Guys, development is not linear, and it's not always going to come when you need it. It's just going to come when it comes. Guys are putting in an immense amount of work behind the scenes. Payton Pritchard goes down to the G League. He performs well down in the G League, which is always a good sign at the very least. I still have hope. Hopefully Pritchard can be a nice big part of this team someday. Dogcatcher said, Razorback radar kicking in from a distance for Wash. He's good, man. He's good. And that's going to be it. Jordan Walsh is the last guy we want to talk about here. Obviously, we could go down the list of the Celtics rotation because Joe Mazzulla is a psycho who does a phenomenal job of digging deeper into his bench. Guys like Shireman, guys like Hugo Gonzalez. Joe Mazzulla is really good at finding guys to be a part of his rotation that I think a lot of us, me included, didn't think that the Celtics were going to be deep enough in order to survive the Jason Tatum injury and all of the trades that they made in terms of getting rid of Porzingis and Holiday, losing Al Horford to free agency, knowing they weren't going to re-sign him. Mark Tucker with a subscription. Appreciate you, Mark Tucker. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight. With all of the things that the Celtics went through in this offseason to kind of dial back the money that they were giving up, I think a lot of people expected them to maybe hover around the 6th seed or be a play-in team or kind of hover around that area. Instead, they're the number 2 seed in the East right now and are really good. They're really good despite the limitations of their roster. Joe Mazzulla is squeezing out all of the juice that he can from them. I want to look real quick. Who am I? Oh, Luka Garza, who I didn't think could be an NBA level center, and he's been great for the Celtics this year. Is there anybody? Josh Minot has stepped in and played some really important minutes for them this year. Who else am I missing? We mentioned Shireman. We mentioned Walsh. Went over Walsh. Amari Williams is a guy who stepped in. He hasn't really done anything to stand out too much, but he's gotten minutes and has not been an abject disaster. So shout out Amari Williams, I guess. But outside of that, the other guys, we pretty much talked about everything for the Celtics. So here we are. Starting lineup for the Celtics is Sam Hauser, Neemias, Queta, Payton Pritchard, Derrick White, and Jaylen Brown. The usual starting lineup, if I'm not mistaken. See, there was a time here where they started Jordan Walsh for, in that Sam Hauser spot, mostly for defense. But Jordan Walsh kind of started to dip down a little bit. But he will get playing time here today, so we'll get to watch him. Jordan Walsh, one of my favorite players I can root for that I liked coming out of the draft, which happens to me every year. The players I like end up on Philly, Miami, or Boston. All the players I really like. All the underrated players who are going to go either middle of the first round or maybe drop to the second round, they all end up going to my most hated teams. Philly, Boston, and Miami. Adem Bona in Philly, Jaime Jaquez in Miami, Khalil Ware in Miami, Jordan Walsh in Boston. It's annoying and frustrating, man. It's annoying and frustrating. To identify these guys and really like them and then watch them go to your rival team and then watch them flourish with that rival team, it's never going to not be frustrating for me, man. Never. We do have a game going on right now. We have multiple games going on right now. The only game we won't really get to watch much of is the Warriors-Timberwolves game that's going to tip off at 9:30, although this one should end probably around 10:30, so maybe we'll get the halftime of this game. We'll keep an eye and see how that goes. The Warriors blew out the Timberwolves the other night. Also, I should do this so you guys can see it better. But as of right now, the games that have tipped off, we have Lakers-Bulls just tipping off. We have Grizzlies-Rockets just tipping off. And Magic-Cavs are about to go into halftime here. That is a one-point game. They played, was it last night? No, 2 nights ago on Saturday. We covered this game in which the Cleveland Cavaliers ended up pulling away from the Magic at the end. They led by 10 in the second half and then never looked back. So we'll see if that's a little bit of a repeat here tonight. The Magic led by 10 after the first quarter. And now the Cavs catching up in the second quarter. So we'll see. We'll see. Pretty evenly matched game right there between the two teams. Two evenly matched teams, I think. But here we go. We're getting ready here. Yeah, let's go to our Gamecast. Put this up. And we are off and ready to go. Now, if only I could put the volume up. And I could hear the game. So we can call it live. Where's my volume? Peacock sucks, man. Where's the volume? Oh, here we go. Where's the volume on Peacock? There we go. All right, up for the tip. Queta and Clingan. Clingan wins the tip. And here we go. Is Deni Avdija out there? Is that Deni? That's not Deni. Deni is not playing, unfortunately. Holiday is, and they get over to Kamara. Kamara has it up top. Gets it over to Clingan. Set it to his feet. Fires from 3. Donovan Clingan can't get it to go to start the game. Here come the Celtics and Derrick White. Derrick White has it up top. Being guarded by Cissoko. They get it out to Hauser, who can't knock down the 3. Queta, an offensive rebound. Out to Pritchard for an open one. He's been on fire as of late. Can't get that one to go. Shaedon Sharpe with the rebound. We're bringing it down the other way. Sharpe has it up top. Both teams unsuccessful in their first offensive trips. They kick it out to Holiday. Holiday gets caught in the air, throws it off of Pritchard, recovers it, steps back for a 3 over Pritchard, can't get it to go, battle for the rebound, knocked out to Sharpe, who pump fakes, he's going to drive it in, kicks it out Kamara, an open right corner 3, and Kamara comes up short, bouncing on the rim, battle for the rebound, Brown pulls it out, good boxing out from Neemias Queta. Here comes Brown, shot out of a cannon, bringing it down, dancing with it against Kamara, throws it over the top to Hauser, sets his feet and fires, over Cissoko, can't get it to go, Clingan with the rebound, a couple of perimeter shots here, not going down for both teams. Holiday bringing it down against Pritchard. These two teams went at it in practice for 2 years. Holiday driving it down to his left. Pass fake, kicks it out up top to a wide open Sharpe. Sharpe a straightaway 3, and he comes up well short on it. My goodness, neither of these teams can buy a basket so far. Pritchard has it up top, dancing with it against Holiday. Pritchard directing some traffic, dancing around the Queta screen to get it out to Brown. Brown has Holiday switched onto him. Brown's going to put him in the post. Now pulls it out. Now attacking to his left. Now spins to his right. Down the lane. Shoves it over to Queta, who throws up the floater. And off a nice soft bounce off the front of the rim, the Celtics finally get one to drop down. And who would have guessed it? It wasn't a three. Maybe the maybe the Trailblazers had tried that technique. And they try right there as they get it into Clingan. Ball gets knocked out of his hands, but it's off of Clingan, and the ball's going to go the other way. You got to be stronger with the ball, Donovan Clingan. Here comes Hauser bringing it down the other way. Hauser has it up top. They get it over to Derrick White, hands it off to Hauser. Hauser then gets it over to White. White puts up the right wing three over Sharpe. Can't get it to go. Kamara with the rebound. They get it out to Holiday. Holiday bringing it down. Dancing with it against Pritchard. Crossing over to his left against Clingan. Going off the Clingan screen, I mean. Holiday leaves it off for Clingan. Clingan tries to power dribble into the paint, and Jaylen Brown rips it right out of his hands. And then nice, beautiful hesitation and drop-off pass to Derrick White streaking down the middle of the lane for the easy layup. And now it's 4-0. And the Portland Trail Blazers really struggling without Deni Avdija here tonight. Sharpe driving to his right, pulls it out, kicks it up top. Clingan doesn't want to take the three. They get it out to Kamara, who can't get the layup to go over Queta. Excellent defense from Neemias Queta, who helped out as Sharpe was attacking off the Clingan screen, then recovered back out to Clingan, then recovered back to the rim to contest Kamara's layup. And then battled for the rebound, and now the Celtics will bring it down. Payton Pritchard has it up top with 9 minutes to go. And it's 4-0. Not a good start for either team, but more specifically the Blazers. Brown dancing with it, coming to his left of the screen, snaking it back to his right hand, keeping Kamara on his hip. He throws up a tough contested floater. He gets it to go down. And Jaylen Brown talking to the ref, saying, I want that foul, man. He's hanging all over me as I shoot the floater. Doesn't get the call this time, but it's 6-0 to start for the Celtics. Shaedon Sharpe comes to his right, a pull-up three for Sharpe. Can't get it to go. Clingan battling for the rebound, can't secure it. Another good box out and rebound from Queta. Then tried to save it in bounds as he was falling out of bounds. And Clingan knocks it out of bounds. But the possession will still go to the Celtics. Pritchard bringing it down against Holiday. The Blazers are playing some really good defense, making it difficult for the Celtics here to start the game. But they can't put the ball in the basket to respond. Hauser gets it over to Derrick White. Derrick White swings through to his right down the lane, throws up a tough contested floater, and he gets it to go down. Really good move from Derrick White right there. Now the Celtics realize threes aren't falling as starts. Let's get into the paint, knock down a couple of layups, a couple of floaters. Let's get to our spots, make sure we knock them down. Then the threes will fall. MBM, what's up, MBM? Holiday down the lane. Lost the handle, but leaves it off, but somehow Cissoko picks it up, and then he gets fouled going to the rim. He can't get the layup to go. You got to get that layup to go, big dog. But he will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Bruce Fallis said, comes with Amazon subscription. They don't promote the telecast. Wait till you see the commercial breaks. MBM, what's up, MBM? Robert Williams is in the game. Former Celtic, Robert Williams. Beloved Celtic, fan favorite Celtic, Robert Williams. Cissoko does knock down the first free throw. There you go. There you go, Sidy. Sidy Cissoko. You knock down the first free throw. Now you have to knock down the second free throw because having 1 point up on the board is really embarrassing. He does knock down both free throws. It's 8-2. 8 minutes to go. Only 2 points in the first 4 minutes for the Portland Trail Blazers. Queta has it up top. Hands it off to Brown. Brown dancing around the screen, steps behind the line for a three-point shot, and it goes down for the first three-point make of the game. That breaks the lid off the basket from the perimeter. Kamara down the lane. They kick it out to Sharpe. Sharpe kicks it out to Robert Williams. Now over to Holiday. Holiday, jab step, coming to his left. Gets in the lane, kicks it out to an open Sharpe. Left corner three, and Shaedon Sharpe responds with a three of his own. There you go. And then an offensive foul in Queta as Kamara ran right through Queta trying to set a screen. Brown puts his hand on pats his chest and says, my bad, going too early and leading him right into you before you were set. But now that the lid is off the basket for both teams from three-point range, we'll see who really can sustain the offensive firepower. It's probably going to lean towards Boston with no Deni Avdija tonight. Kinahara, what's up, Kinahara? Holiday has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Holiday, quick behind the back move. Tries to swing through down the lane, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. Amari Williams is in the game. We mentioned him in the pregame, just mentioned his name, but he is in the game here as the big man for the Celtics. Interesting. Is like Tillman not available? You know. Interesting that they're going with Amari Williams now. They get over to Holiday. Holiday has it. High post, right wing, backing down Pritchard, backing him down, leaning in, all the way jumper in the paint. Can't get that one to go. Holiday not having a good game in his return Boston game. They get it over to Pritchard. Pritchard, quick crossover to his left on Sharpe. Good defense from him. They swing it out to Derrick White, attacking Holiday off the bounce. Pump fake, steps through, throws up the floater, got it to go. And the Celtics, not afraid of Jrue Holiday's defense whatsoever. I know he's 35 years old and he's not the defender he used to be, but my goodness, they do not care who he is guarding. They're going right at him, right through his chest, hitting him with pump fakes, step throughs. Very easy game against Holiday so far. He's not applying enough pressure out there. Bruce Fallis said neither Sheffy nor Bridges are taking it to the rim. I'm not taking it to the rim at all. You know, I said hard to play defense at 35. It is very hard to play defense at 35. I will say, though, in your return game against your former team that traded you because they said it's not worth to have you on the roster anymore with the money you're making, I don't know. I'd feel some type of way. We all knew that they were probably going to end up moving off of Holiday. He knew that they were going to probably end up moving off of him. So I don't think there are any hard feelings, per se. But, you know, just like, yeah, you traded me. You traded me. And he is playing like hot garbage so far. He's 0 for 2, 0 points. And the Celtics, Payton Pritchard and Derrick White have just gone right through him a couple times already. Gone right past him, or right through his chest, or easily maneuvered around him. You know. Maybe he's just got to warm up. Maybe Holiday's just got to warm up a little bit. With no Deni Avdija, more of the offensive burden is going to fall on a guy like Holiday, so maybe that's also part of it. But still. 13-5, 12-point lead. Not 12, geez. Early 8-point lead here for the Celtics. The Blazers, in the first 5 minutes of the game, have only made one shot, and that was a Shaedon Sharpe 3 out of the left corner. So, to say in a net offensive start for the Blazers wouldn't be a stretch at all. It has not been a good performance so far. And again, no Deni. I get it. You're down your best offensive player, your engine. And outside of that, they've dealt with a multitude of injuries. But you know, first 5 minutes, one made basket is a little rough. Now, they generated good looks. Kamara got a couple open looks. They missed a couple of layups. Sharpe had a couple open looks. He finally knocked one down. But as the game goes on, they're going to need to hang with the Boston Celtics, who I think have the second best offensive rate, second best offense according to offensive rating in the NBA. So, Hugo Gonzalez is coming into the game for Hauser. So, Gonzalez off the bench before Jordan Walsh. Bruce Fowler said, too bad calf muscles. As soon as we trade for Giannis, Achilles booked that. yeah, not great for Giannis. Not great for Giannis. I don't think there is a chance they're going to trade for him anyway. I think it's a very, very low chance that Giannis gets traded to the Knicks. So, for what it's worth, I don't think it's going to end up mattering anyway. I don't think he's going to end up on the Knicks. All right, here we go. Checking back into it. Shaedon Sharpe will bring it down. Caleb Love is in the game for Holiday. And we are under 7 to go, approaching the halfway point. Love gets it up top to Sharpe. Sharpe coming to his right at the Williams screen. They kick it out to Love. Love a nice open right wing three. Can't get it to go. Guys flying around trying to grab an offensive rebound, but Payton Pritchard ends up with it. Now here comes Brown. Brown crosses over to his left. Coming off a high Amari Williams screen. Steps back, pump fakes, stops. Gets tied up by Cissoko, somehow gets free, leaves it off for Williams, shoves it over to Gonzalez, goes up against Robert Williams, and Hugo Gonzalez gets a layup to go over Robert Williams. Nice cut and finish by Hugo Gonzalez at the last second before the buzzer went off. And a double-digit lead is opened up for the Celtics. And then Shaedon Sharpe loses his balance, falls to the floor. And the Celtics tie him up for a jump ball here. Victor John Montos. What's up, Victor? So Sharpe versus Brown. Shaedon Sharpe has like a 90-inch vertical. He's got a little bit of the advantage, but he's a little too jumpy here. And Brown easily wins it, as Shaedon Sharpe's reaction time was terrible on that jump ball. Jerami Grant is in the game. Maybe he could help provide some offense along with Caleb Love, because they've really struggled to score here. They leave it off for Derrick White. Derrick White swings through to his left, leaves it off inside to Amari Williams, and the ball gets stolen from him, and Caleb Love able to pick it up. Good read from Shaedon Sharpe there. Love gets it over to Robert Williams. They swing it around to Grant. Grant's going to dance with it against Derrick White. Kicks it up top to Kamara. Kamara fires a three. Way off on that one. Wide left. Careened off the side of the rim. Brown with the rebound, bringing it down. They get it out to Gonzalez. A right corner three for Gonzalez. Comes up short. Sharpe with the rebound, bringing it down. It's already a 10-point lead for the Celtics. Portland really struggling to score here. Sharpe down the lane, loses the handle. Derrick White picks it up. My goodness. A disaster of a game as they give Jaylen Brown the wide open lane for the easy layup. Out on the break. Nobody knew who to pick him up, and Brown with the easiest 2 points probably of the season for him. Here comes Caleb Love down the lane. He throws up a floater, way off on that one. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay here with Portland. 5 minutes to go. MBM said Blazers going through the motions. It is rough out there right now. We just watched a blowout earlier in the night. If we pick the two blowouts of the day, I'm going to be upset with myself. They get it down low to Kamara, spins, and he finally knocks down a little flip shot in the paint off the inbound. Okay. Payton Pritchard bringing it down. They get it over to White. White being guarded by Grant. They get it over to Williams. Hands it off to White. Coming to his right of the screen. Gets to the foul line. Leaves it off to Amari Williams for an easy two-handed slam. And to start the game, at least I thought the Blazers' defense was okay. Now it's getting picked apart by the Celtics, and they can't keep up offensively. Quickly pushing the other way, Robert Williams kicks it out to Jerami Grant, left wing three. He can't get it to go. Amari Williams with the rebound. A terrible shooting night for the Blazers. Here comes Payton Pritchard. He has it up top, dancing with it against Jerami Grant. Pritchard gets it over to Williams, hands back off to Pritchard. Pritchard on the left wing, swings through to his left against Grant, stops at the baseline, shovels it out to Derrick White, being guarded by Caleb Love. Shot clock winding down. He's going to look to attack. Gets down the lane. Low fall away baseline jumper. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Williams able to grab it over Pritchard, and Jerami Grant will bring it down. Currently down 12, 19-7. Jerami Grant crosses over to his left. Now crosses back over to his right in the paint. Leans in. Tries to put up the lefty layup, but Amari Williams says, get that out of here. And here come the Celtics. Hit ahead pass. Derrick White wide open in the right corner, but leaves it off for Amari Williams in the paint. Gets the layup and the foul off the initial pump fake to get Grant out of there. Then laid it up and in over Robert Williams, the former Celtic. And now it is a 21-7 start for the Boston Celtics. And it's getting real rough out there. MBM said watching Cavs Magic. We watched Cavs Magic on Saturday. I didn't want to do a back-to-back game, back-to-back coverage of Cavs Magic. Bruce Fowler said, I'm flipping back and forth too. I didn't want to do back-to-back games of those teams. Figured this would be a good game. Didn't think that, as Amari Williams throws up an air ball, I guess it barely grazed the rim, because here come the Blazers. Didn't think the Blazers would be this inept to start the game. My goodness, is it bad. Under 4 to go. Clingan is back in. They swing it out to Caleb Love for an open three. He can't get it to go. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Quick outlet to Pritchard. Pritchard will bring it down. Pritchard has it up top. Dancing with it. Crosses over to his right. Steps back. Back up top to Brown. Brown being guarded by Kamara. Coming to his left off the Williams screen. Pull up three on the left wing for Brown. Comes up well short. Rebound for Caleb Love. Shot out of a cannon bringing it down. Caleb Love one-on-one against Pritchard. Euro steps down the lane. Scoop layup. Got it to go for Caleb Love. All right. That's what you need to do. You need to push it and try to generate open looks and a timeout for the Celtics. Joe Mazzulla saw one easy basket for the Blazers, and he said, hold on, timeout. We can't have that. No easy baskets. No easy baskets. Let's go around the league. Cavs have pulled up by 5 against the Magic here at halftime. Not a great sign for the Magic as the Cavs put up 39 points in that quarter. But the other games going on, Lakers-Bulls was the other option that I thought about. The issue is that the Lakers are on the ban list. Don't want to watch the Lakers game no matter how good this game possibly is going to end up being. Do not want to watch the Lakers unless they're playing a really good matchup, and I don't think the Bulls qualify for that. So this game was eliminated. And then Grizzlies-Rockets, don't want to watch the Grizzlies. No John Moran and whatnot. We've seen a million Rockets games. I don't think this is going to be the best matchup of the night. I do think this one is going to be, though. I just need the Blazers to hold up their end of the bargain. MBM said, Coach said, they scored? I'm out. He said, oh, hold on. He said, what was that, a layup? Did y'all just let a layup go? I'm out. Get him out of here. He said, calm the momentum down. We don't want them building any kind of momentum. Bruce Fowler said, love making like Josh Hart coast to coast. Coast to coast. It is the easiest way to generate offense when you don't have your primary initiator available to you. You don't want to get caught in a half-court game. You don't want to do that. No, get out and run. Move the ball around. Jack up shots. Trying to play in the half-court. To be fair to the Blazers, they've generated some decent looks from 3. They have not knocked anything down. They are 1 for whatever so far from 3 tonight. The only guy who made a 3 was Shaedon Sharpe. So, if they would have knocked down a couple of shots, it'd be like a 5-6 point game. Yeah, so you know what? I do think we picked the 2 best games, or what should have been the 2 best games. This ended 130-93, by the way. The 76ers did put up 34 points in the quarter, but they were already down by 40. We watched it. We were there. We were available. They lost by 33 points. 37 points, my bad. They lost by 37 points. So, they couldn't even pull it back to respectability. And they won the quarter by 13. The 76ers won the fourth quarter by 13, and they lost. They were down 50. They were down 50 at the end of the third. I did not continue to watch this game. As soon as we logged off, I was done with this. I ate, showered, laid down for a bit. My goodness. They won the fourth quarter by 13. And they still lost by 37. So they were down 50 at the end of the third quarter. It was 40-15 after halftime in that third quarter. What a despicable showing by the 76ers. My goodness. Bruce Davis. What's up, Bruce? We got 2 Bruces in the house tonight. Said, hi, I'm a Blazers fan, and we're going to lose, but I think Portland's going in the right direction. They're indeed going in the right direction. I mean, they're probably going to lose with no Deni Avdija. They're definitely the underdogs. They were already the underdogs going into tonight, but definitely without Avdija, even more so. But never underestimate your team, brother. Never underestimate your team. I still think Portland's going to have a chance if they could right the ship a little bit and actually knock down some shots here. Bruce said the NBA needs a good product in Portland. They don't want to become Supersonics. Yeah, I mean, they're trending in the right direction. They just got to get healthy. Decimated by injuries so far this year. All right, here we go. We're back into it. A little over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Pritchard dancing with it against Kamara. Is that Kamara? That's not Kamara. Pull-up jumper from Pritchard, and he gets it to go. Over Ryan Rupert. That's who it is. 9-23 now, under 3 to go. Caleb Love has it up top. Gets it over to Jerami Grant, curling off a screen, gets to the foul line, pull-up jumper, can't get it to go, probably looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it as he hit the floor. Simons bringing it down, they get over to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his left, off the Williams screen, snaking it back to his right hand, steps behind the three-point line. Wide open, all the time in the world, then he knocks it down. Terrible defense by the Blazers there. Nobody made any extra effort, and we could probably see what kind of night it's going to be for the Blazers. Nobody making the extra effort tonight so far. Clingan will fire a 3, and he's going to miss it, because everybody's missed shots tonight. And then out of bounds, off of Kamara, and the ball's going to go back to the Celtics. 26-9 now. Oof. Getting spooky out there. Bruce Davis said, I think Blazers can make the play-in tournament. I do. They're going to get much healthier as the season goes on, and I think ultimately they'll end up in probably the 9 or 10 seed. Well, we can look at the standings, because this game is not trending in the right direction. Pritchard coming to his left, off the screen. Rupert chasing, gets under the rim. Nash dribble, kicks it out to Simons, who gets blocked by Jerami Grant, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Celtics. 1:55 to go. 4.3 in the shot clock for the Celtics here. Davis said, I'm not giving up We got a lot of injuries. Decimated by injuries, absolutely. They get into Pritchard for a wide open three off a screen. He can't get it to go. Clingan had the rebound, knocked out of his hands. He can't save it. He ends up knocking it out of bounds, and the ball is going to stay here with the Celtics with a fresh 14 on the shot clock. Bruce Davis said, do you think we'll add at the trade deadline? Maybe around the fringes. I don't think you should be expecting a big old trade at all. I think you'll be involved in maybe a 3-team deal, if anything. But I don't think it's going to be anything major. Possible. Amari Williams boxing out Clingan, grabs the offensive rebound. The fact that Donovan Clingan's getting significantly, not even a little bit, significantly outplayed by Neemias, Queta, and now Amari Williams is a disaster for Portland, alongside a multitude of other things so far tonight. Durston, what's up, Durston? Good to see you too, brother. Good to see you too. Bruce Fowler said, to this day, the fact that Seattle doesn't have an NBA team is a crime. It is. Shout out to Jack Sigma. Shout out Jack Sigma. Shout out Jack Sigma. All the way back here with it. All the way back here with it. They get it into Simons. Simons being guarded by Grant. Coming to his left. Pull up three for Simons. Got it to go. And first quarter, 29-9. If we decided to cover 2 back-to-back blowouts today, Ryan Rupert 3. He can't get it to go. Knock down a shot, Portland, please. Please. Pull up 3 for Simons. He can't get it to go. Kamara with the rebound. Bringing it down. Hesitates, attacking. That's not Kamara. That's Rupert. Kicks it out to Love. Jab step. Down the lane. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Amari Williams with the rebound. And now here comes Pritchard. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad. Pritchard bringing it down. Steps back. Pump fakes. Shoves it over to Williams. Williams fakes the handoff, keeps it, and he throws it to nobody. While Simons was going to cut to the rim. Rupert bringing it down, drives it down, spins, kicks it out to Grant Williams. They swing it around, back to Rupert. He'll take the baseline against Simons. Good defense from Simons. They get it over to Grant. Jab step, coming to his left. Going to drive it in against Pritchard to the basket. Layup, got it to go for Jerami Grant. 11 points in the first quarter is despicable for the Blazers. 11? 11? Really? What is this, Stranger Things? Pritchard has it up top. Dancing with it, coming to his left. The pull-up 3 as nobody steps up to guard him. He does come up well short, but long rebound right into Shireman. As nobody is out there making any extra hustle for the Blazers here tonight. Anfernee Simons is going to dance with it. Get it out to Pritchard. Another right wing 3. He's wide open on this one, and he splashes it at the buzzer. I mean, just horrendous defense. Horrendous defense. Not bad defense. Horrendous defense from the Blazers. Second half of that first quarter. And woeful offense the entirety of the quarter. Absolutely. Susan said, I vote to implement the white towel rule. It's bad. It's bad. Gemini Jeff, what's up, Gemini Jeff? Sean Kemp was disrespectful. I missed that. I also missed the disrespectfulness. Bruce Davis said, I just subscribed, buddy. Appreciate you, Bruce Davis. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're having a good time tonight, man. We cover basketball games Monday through the weekend, 6 days a week. And oftentimes, maybe not oftentimes, sometimes we try to cover multiple games in a day. Like today, in which we covered the blowout, the absolute domination of the Hornets over the 76ers. And now tonight, it appears we're en route to watch the absolute decimation of the Celtics over the Blazers. This is not a good sign for our night at all. Back-to-back blowouts would not be my favorite thing to watch. Cavs are up by 5 against the Magic. They've started their second half. Lakers are pulling away from the Bulls a little bit. They're up by 9. And then Rockets, Grizzlies in a 1-point game. Bruce Davis said, we'll pick this game as a loss. It's okay. We go to Washington next. We'll win that one. Yeah, I mean, you can lose basketball games. I'm not saying you shouldn't lose basketball games. Everybody's going to lose basketball games. Just don't get blown out. And obviously, blowouts are going to happen. Maybe don't go down 20 in the first quarter. Maybe don't score 11 points in the first quarter. You know, again, I know. You're down Deni Avdija. I get it. 11 points? 11, that's all you could muster? Was 11? Come on. Come on. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. Washington could put up a better performance than that. Let's look at the team stats real quick. Because I'm pretty sure they only knocked down the 1-3 from Shaedon Sharpe. So the Celtics hit 4 threes, and the Blazers open up tonight 1 for 12 from three-point range for 8% shooting from three-point range. They shot 19% from the field, 4 for 21. The Celtics made 10 more shots. You got to make more than 4 shots in a quarter. Got to make more than 4 shots in a quarter. The Blazers, even outside of Avdija, are better than this. Clingan 0 for 2, both of them coming from three-point range. I don't love that he's hanging out by the three-point line that much, where he took 2 shots in the first quarter from 3. 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers. Got to be better as a big man. Got to be better. Against a team with a questionable big man rotation. Sidy Cissoko is the only guy to get to the foul line. Holiday in his 5 minutes was also bad. See if they can make shots in this quarter and at least make this game respectable again. Down 21 after the first quarter. Here we go. Come on, Portland. I got faith in you, Portland. I got faith in you. Make it work. Make it work. Here we go. Simons has it up top, being guarded by Holiday. They get over to Queta. Neemias Queta hands it off to Hauser. A pull-up 3 over Holiday. Comes up well short. Rebound over to Cissoko. Shovels it over to Rupert. Ryan Rupert down the lane. Euro steps to the basket. Gets chased down, blocked by Queta. Hauser gets it over to White. White gets it over to Queta. Takes the handoff. Keeps it. Hands it off to Simons. Being chased. Puts up the floater, and Simons knocks it down easily. Who is this for the Blazers? Jay Cook. All right, they're really injured because I don't know who Jay Cook is. Bruce Davis. Who's Jay Cook? Who's Jay Cook? Do you know who Jay Cook is? I got to look him up. And an offensive foul. Offensive foul on Rupert, trying to set a screen. Dan Marshall. What's up, Dan? Secret. What's up, Secret? Come on, wake up, Portland. We're all rooting for Portland. Camilla Lightborn. What's up, Camilla? She said, I've seen this movie before. Simons off the handoff, a straightaway 3. He can't get it to go. Clingan can't grab the rebound. He knocks it out of bounds. Clingan, you want to do anything other than just stand there, brother? You want to get a box out on the rebound? You want to keep Quaid off the glass? You want to get into the paint, brother? Like, literally anything other than shoot threes? I'd appreciate it if you could do something tonight, brother. Appreciate you. Derrick White's got to get it in. They get it into Queta. Guarded by Clingan. Hands it off to Simons. Coming to his left. Swings it up top to Hauser. Swings through to his right down the lane. Leaves it off for Queta. Queta gets swatted out of there by Clingan. There you go, Donovan Clingan. Ask and you shall receive. Here comes Holiday. Now you got to string together a couple of scores. Getting some stops. Holiday hesitates. Driving it down. Euro steps. Throws up the floater. Got it to go. Okay. Back down to 21. Here comes Derrick White bringing it down. Has it up top. Being guarded by Rupert. Easily blown past him. And then a foul. Little touch foul there. Okay. Dan said that Queta? Oh, Queta? Queta? Queta, brother. Yeah. Neemias Queta. Oh, I guess I'm saying to you. Neemias Queta? Neemias Queta. They hand it off to White down the lane. Throws up the floater. Comes up short. Clingan with the rebound. They get it out to Cook. Whoever this young man Cook is. I got to look him up. Down the lane. Scoop play with the right hand. Can't get it to go. I do like the aggression, though. And Baylor Shireman bringing it down. They get it out to White. White has it up top. Being guarded by Cook. They go over to Queta. Queta hands it off to Simons. A straightaway 3. Comes up short. Holiday with the rebound. Bringing it down the other way. 34-13. Pull-up 3 for Holiday. He got it to go. Okay. Hold it. Here we go. All right. Come on, Portland. Get it going here. You put yourself behind the 8 ball to the first. Get it over to Queta. Hands it off. No, fakes the handoff. Gets it out to Hauser. Hauser being guarded by Cook. Coming to his left. Pump fakes. Over to Simons. Gets it over to Queta. Queta keeps it again. Good ball denial from the Blazers overall. And then a moving screen on Shireman is going to give the ball back to the Blazers. Oh, they took him out of the game already. Who is Cook? We're going to have to look him up. Where are you, Cook? Where are you, Cook? Javonte Cook. He's a rookie. Javonte Cook is a rookie. 6'6". From Mars Hill? I've never heard of Mars Hill in my life. Okay, shout out Cook. 26-year-old rookie. Never really the greatest sign. Ryan Rupert to the basket, gets fouled. Dan Marshall said, we miss Jrue. Everybody misses Jrue when he's gone. Jrue's great. He's been great wherever he is, wherever he's been. Seacrest said, at least cut it to single digits. Let's get it under 15 first. Get it under 15. It's at 18 right now. Rupert knocks down the first one. Get it under 15. Get it under 12. Let's work possession by possession. Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? Rupert knocks down both free throws. Simons bringing it down against Holiday. They get over to Queta. Queta up top. Gets it over to White. White pump fakes, driving it in. Takes it out to Hauser. They run him off the line. He sidesteps for a three. Can't get that one to go. Battling on the glass. And again, another terrible job from Clingan. Another terrible job from Clingan. I know Queta battles on the glass. Shout out to Neemias Queta. I've told you guys multiple times, I love Neemias Queta. Donovan Clingan is one of the better rebounders in the league. Box out, brother. Box out. Put a body on him. Terrible night for Donovan Clingan. Getting outworked time and time again by Queta. Simons gets it out to Amari Williams. Williams has it up top. Hands it off to White. Coming to his left. Down the lane. Stinks it back to his right hand. And then gets fouled by Sidy Cissoko. And Cissoko is upset. He's thinking he got it clean. But it will be a foul either way. Side out of bounds for the Celtics. Secree said Boston got a choke. Boston's done a really good job of not choking this year. They get it into Hauser. Hauser in the left corner. Hands it off to Derrick White. They lost him. But off the rotations. White down the lane. Good defense from Robert Williams there. Derrick White probably could have just leaned in and drew a foul, but he ends up turning it over. Holiday has it up top, being guarded by Shireman. Pulls it out, loses the handle, picks it back up. Crossing over to his right, coming off the Williams screen, leaning in, stops, down the lane, flips it up, and Robert Williams hanging in the air just long enough to tip the ball up and in with his fingertips at the descent of his jump at the end there. And it's 14. 14. Okay, couple of stops, couple of scores. Get it to single digits if you can. Get over to Shireman. Shireman coming to his left, thinking it back to his right hand. Stops, pulls it out, swings it out to Hauser. Hauser dribbles it back up, gets it over to White. White being guarded by Holiday. Stops, turns, spins. Beautiful hesitation, drives it down, loses the handle. Derrick White wanted a foul. He doesn't get it. Quick outlet to Rupert. Rupert with a pass fake and runs right into Hauser. It's an offensive foul. Rupert, make the easy pass. Just kick it over. Who was that spraying it to the corner? I don't know if that was Cissoko or not, but either way, whether he's a good three-point shooter or not, make the right play. Let's see it. Who was that? That was Caleb Love. Brother, that's a three-point shooter. That's a terrible drive for Ryan Rupert. My goodness. Dan said, missed the Time Lord too. Time Lord was a fun time in Boston for sure. He was a fun time. But you had to move on from him, unfortunately. But you do miss him. You do miss him. Secret said subbed out. You got to. You got to. That's literally basketball 101. That's a selfish play. That's you thinking, oh, I'm going to do a pass fake and get into the lane and make something crazy happen. No, you picked up an offensive charge and you ruined some of the momentum your team was building. Simons walks into a pull-up three off a screen, comes up short, and another defensive stop for the Blazers as the Celtics continue to settle for threes. Okay? This can definitely get the Celtics in some trouble. They drop it down low to Tom Lord, and then he throws it away. Hauser picks up the steal, leaves it off for White. Quick hit ahead to Simons. He's going to drive it down, leaves it off for Walsh, who gets fouled by Robert Williams. A clean block up top, but got him with the offhand down low, and it's going to send Jordan Walsh to the foul line for 2 free throws. Jay Hammer said, Avdija out. Deni Avdija is out. Yes, sir. Unfortunately for the Blazers. Jordan Walsh does miss the first free throw. And turns out to not be a bad foul from Robert Williams. Angela Harding said, I didn't know the Knicks fell to fourth. Technically, due to games played, they are technically the fourth seed. But they have less losses than the Toronto Raptors. Jordan Walsh does knock down the second free throw after missing the first. Holiday has it up top, being guarded by White. Get over to Caleb Love. Love gets it up top to Holiday. Coming to his left. Steps back. Left wing three for Holiday. Holiday's getting it going. Terrible first quarter for Holiday, but he's getting it going down. It's down to 12. There you go, Portland. There you go. All we ask is that you keep it close, keep it respectable. Going down 20 in the first quarter is a little crazy. Now, you probably are going to end up losing the game, but I wouldn't catch yourselves out. But you're probably going to end up losing the game without your best player and all the other multitude of injuries that you have here tonight. But that does not mean you don't compete and keep it close. James and Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant is playing. He is available to play. Jrue Holiday up to 8. Sharpe hasn't taken a shot since the first quarter. They're going to need Shaedon Sharpe to get activated a little bit as well. 35-23 with 7:16 to go here in the second quarter. Game's going by pretty fast, not going to lie. Not a ton of fouls being called, a lot of threes being taken. The Celtics always at the bottom of the league during the Joe Mazzulla era in terms of free throws attempted per game because they don't really drive to the basket to finish layups. They drive to the basket to collapse the defense to kick back out for threes. We have a Celtics full timeout here. Go back around the league. Keep an eye on some of these games that are going on. A lot of games tipping off around the same time. Ted James, what's up, Ted? Let's go, Boston Celtics. Well, they're in the lead, but on the verge of losing a lot of momentum right now. They held a 23-point lead. It was the largest lead of the game for the Celtics after that first quarter. They led by 21 and then increased it to 23 to start the second quarter. Now down to 12. Portland slowly chipping away at it. The Celtics have only scored 3 points about 5 minutes into this quarter. They've only scored 3 points. Probably after this timeout, we're going to see Payton Pritchard reinserted back into the game, or Jaylen Brown, probably both, or at least one of the two, if not both. Already in the second quarter, LeBron's got 20. Haven't won himself one of those nights. Lakers are up by 12 on the Bulls. Grizzlies up by 5 on the Rockets. With no Ja Morant. Bruce Davis said, Blazers doing good. They're on their way. They're on the way. At least keep it close. Keep it a close game. Big said, you must have a huge closet, Sheffy. Aha, not that big. Really not that big. All my clothes are right behind this green screen, brother. Right behind this green screen. You want to peek? You want to peek backstage? Smart. Good job, me. Want to peek backstage? All my clothes are right behind the green screen. There they are. Every single outfit I wear for the show is right there behind the green screen. Ugh. Now that I have messed this up. Here we go. That's a peek behind the screen. RWP, what's up, RWP? Doug Fresh, what's up, Doug? Bruce Davis said, don't like Boston either. 29 other fan bases don't like Boston. Nor should they. Nor should they. One of the most successful franchises in the NBA. Here we go. Celtics bringing it down. Trying to see if they could quell some of the momentum from Portland. Brown back in. Swing through to his left. Down the lane. Leans in. Fall away mid-range jumper. Got him to go. He's been automatic this season. from that mid-range jumper area. (23-37). They get it down low to Kamara, cutting to the rim, and draws the foul on Kamara. Nice pass from Holiday, who was effectively taking over this game for the Blazers. He put them on their back. He's gotten them slowly but surely back into this game. Now Kamara is back at the foul line for the first time tonight for a possible third point off a foul from Queta. From Queta. My bad. I keep throwing that U in there. Bruce Fowler said, "Never meet your heroes." What do you mean, brother? This room is the streaming room. This is the room for the show. This is where everything takes place. So I set it up where everything I need for the show is in here, including all the clothing. Kamara does knock down his free throw. They get over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Kamara. Coming to his right of a screen. Sharpe switches onto him. Coming to his right of the Queta screen. And they call a moving screen on Queta, extending the arm out. Ball's going to go back to the Blazers, and they have the opportunity now, before the halfway point of this second quarter, to cut it back to single digits. Big time quarter for the Blazers so far, but you got to end it strong. We've got a lot of time left. Bruce said, "Told Josh if he was the wizard." Crazy. Crazy. You can take a peek behind the curtains. There's nothing back there. It's just closed. Just closed. Shaedon Sharpe, a straightaway three over Jordan Walsh. Good rear contest from Jordan Walsh. Forces a miss. Williams with the rebound. Here comes Pritchard. Pritchard driving to his left. And a moving screen on Amari Williams. Send an off-ball moving screen. Kamara hits the floor. Celtics are upset with all the moving screen violations being called right now, but they are indeed moving screens. Doug Fresh said, "Let's go Portland, catch up." Cameras didn't even really catch the moving screen on the replay there. They were so focused on the ball, so away from the on-ball action. Approaching the halfway point, and the Blazers get another opportunity to cut it under double digits. Sharpe has it up top, pulls it out. He's being guarded by Jordan Walsh, an excellent defender. Attacking to his left, beats him off the bounce, loses the handle on the ball, and now here come the Celtics, pushing the other way. Blazers doing a good job hustling back to get over to Brown. Brown, seeing multiple bodies, kicks it out to Walsh. Walsh in the right corner. Attacking to his left. Takes it up top to Pritchard. Pritchard being guarded by Kamara. Quick crossover to his right. Behind the back, step back, mid-range jumper. Beautiful move from Payton Pritchard, but he can't get it to go. And then a foul on the floor by Jerami Grant. Fouling Jordan Walsh. Trying to chase the loose ball rebound. And so the Celtics will keep possession. Really bad play for Jerami Grant there. Decree said, "You need me, Blazers." Rav Torres, what's up, Rav? They get it into Brown. Brown being guarded by Kamara. Backing to his right, behind the back coming to his left. Leans in, loses the handle, out of bounds. All going back to Portland. Both teams struggling to hold on to possession of the ball right now. Now here comes Sharpe. Sharpe crosses over to his right, snaking it back to his left hand. Attacking Williams off the bounce. Gets swatted out of there by Amari Williams. Blazers are doing a really bad job of attacking the basket, and the Celtics are doing an excellent job of protecting it. Walsh attacking to his right, tries to lob it out to Amari Williams, and he gets stolen out of the air. And now here comes Sidy Cissoko attacking Payton Pritchard, and he loses the ball out of bounds, and it's going back to the Celtics. Why can't neither of these teams hold on to the ball right now? My goodness, is it a sloppy game right now. Simons has it up top, being guarded by Grant. And ever since Holiday went out, the offense has gone back to being funky here for the Blazers. Brown dancing with it against Shaedon Sharpe on a switch. They show two. They kick it out to Jordan Walsh. They're going to dare him to shoot it. He does. In and out. He can't get it to stay. Battle for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Robert Williams. You can't keep Amari Williams off the glass. And the Portland Trail Blazers are doing a horrendous job of trying to clean the glass tonight. My goodness, they can't keep any of the Boston bigs off the glass. Whether it's Amari Williams or it's Neemias Queta. Brown has it up top, attacking to his left off the Williams screen. Dances with it as Kamara's trying to keep up with him. And in a defensive 3 seconds on Robert Williams, going to give Payton Pritchard and the Celtics a free point. No, it's going to give Brown a free point. Payton Pritchard's walking to the line, and Brown said, "It's all right, brother. I got it. I got it. I'm good. I'll take the free throw." Raph said, I don't like nothing about Boston. I hate the Patriots and and the hockey team from Boston. I mean, 29 other fan bases should not like Boston whatsoever. It's Boston. One of the most successful sports cities in the world. They knock down the free throw. Brown knocks down the free throw. They get it in the Brown. 12-point lead again for Boston. Blazers trying to cut it back to single digits, but every time they have an opportunity, they come up short. Hauser, a wide open straightaway three, and he knocks it down, putting it back to 15. Blazers throwing away multiple opportunities here in this quarter. Shaedon Sharpe bringing it down, gets into the lane, kicks it out to Grant, a left wing three for Grant, and he responds right back, and they add a foul on top to Derrick White. Going to send Grant to the foul line for one more. Got those 3 points back and can cut it to 11 with this free throw. (41-29). It definitely on the replay there did not look like Jerami Grant got fouled. Blazers getting away with one there. Grant does knock down the and one free throw. A little over 4 minutes to go here in this second quarter. And Derrick White bringing it down against Jerami Grant. White has it up top. Get to Brown. Brown being guarded by Kamara. Coming to his left. They show multiple bodies to him. Take it out to Hauser. Hauser swings it out to Pritchard. Pritchard ran off the line by Cissoko. Good defense. Pritchard then gets fouled by Cissoko. And it should be on the floor, unless they're in the bonus. They are in the bonus. I was going to say, it did not look like it was in the act of shooting, but he's at the foul line. That's because they're in the bonus. So 2 free throws for Pritchard. Vic said, Hawks may have found something with Christian Koloko. 12 points, 4 boards, 3 blocks, 17 minutes. Yep. I saw a really good game for Christian Koloko today. Former Laker that they just gave up on, as many teams tend to do, is give up on players a little too early, especially when they're players in need. Pritchard misses both free throws. Wow. Don't see that too often. Payton Pritchard, a knockdown free throw shooter. Shaedon Sharpe gets it over to Grant. Grant being guarded by Hauser. Takes it over to Clingan. Hands it off to Sharpe. Sharpe coming to his right. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Comes up short. Shaedon Sharpe having a nightmare of a shooting game here tonight. Here comes Pritchard. Hit ahead to Hauser. Hauser hit ahead to White. Jab step. Coming to his left. Lobs it over the top of Pritchard. Pritchard being guarded by Sharpe. Crosses over to his left off the Williams screen. Snaking it back to his right hand. They get it over to Derrick White. Down the lane. Scoop layup. Can't get the layup to go. Clingan clears with a rebound. And now here comes Kamara. Kamara bringing it down against Jaylen Brown. Get over to Clingan. Clingan looking for a handoff partner. Got nobody. Kicks it out to Kamara. Kamara coming to his left. Crosses over to his right. Kicks it in the corner to Cissoko, who fires a three. Airballs it. Why is Cissoko shooting threes like that? And then a blocking foul on Shaedon Sharpe as he tried to pick up a charge or travel on Payton Pritchard. Gets hit with a blocking foul. 2 more free throws for Payton Pritchard. Goes down a little bit, holding on to the knee. Just a little bit of probably knee-to-knee contact. Nothing serious. Now Payton Pritchard's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. But first, we're going to get a Portland Trail Blazers full timeout. Dogcatcher said Jerami Grant has a bright future in sales, to say it nicely. Yeah, how old is Jerami Grant now? He's got to be in his 30s by this point, right? Oops, didn't mean to do that. He is 31. 31. How do I? The right window. There we go. Okay, that was weird. 31 years old. Yeah, that's saying it nicely. It's saying it nicely. He's a nice like eighth man, but when you got to rely on him consistently, doesn't work out that much. Fat Laces, what's up, Fat? Bruce Fowler said, has Tyler Kolek gone into a witness protection program? He had 2-3 good games with the Knicks, and that's it. He's not ready for prime time. Secree said 1 for 6 field goals. Sharpe got to awaken. Yeah, without Shaedon Sharpe, you can have a hard time fully getting back into this one. The Celtics have done a really good job of keeping the Blazers an arm's distance away, not allowing them to come back closer than double digits. They've kept the lead into double digits here. Blazers have yet to cut it to single digits. You want to know my 4 layers of a comeback? Any large comeback, the steps, the way you think about it in game is let's cut it to single digits. Let's cut it to a single possession. Let's take the lead. That's the toughest hump to get over. You can get it as close as possible. You can get it to 3, you can get it to 2, you can get it to 1, you can even tie the game. But until you actually put the pressure on the opposite team to actually be trailing, to be losing the basketball game, the comeback is still incredibly difficult for you. All the pressure is still on you to actually make the comeback. Once you actually take the lead, the pressure tends to shift a little bit, even just a little bit. And then obviously the final layer is to actually win the basketball game at the end. But the Blazers going down 23 was the largest lead of the game for the Celtics here tonight. Are now in 4 layers mode. Now they have to think about get it to single digits, get it to single digits, get it to single digits. Should be the only thing on their mind right now. Take care of every single possession, which I think they've done a poor job of doing tonight. Take care of every single possession and treat it as the most important thing tonight. Is this possession right here is the most important possession we have. This next possession right here is the most important possession we have. And time again, they've just kind of thrown the ball all around. By the way, end of the third quarter here, the Cavs are up by 10 on the Magic, a reoccurring kind of deja vu game as they played 2 nights ago. We did this game, we broadcasted this game, and similar thing happened where it was a close game all the way through, and then the Cavs started to slowly pull away. We're up by 10 in the second half going into the fourth quarter, and then never really looked back and pulled this one out at the end. Donovan Mitchell was 38 points tonight, picking up right where he left off the other night. Paulo Banchero not far behind with 29 and 8. And then we have Lakers Bulls. Lakers pulling away, they're up by 15, and then a close Rockets Grizzlies game so far. Pritchard back at the foul line. This time he knocks down his first free throw. He's got one more coming. Pritchard now goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. 2 perfect free throws. Lead back up to 13, 43-30. Under 3 to go. Caleb Love is in the game. Still no Jrue Holiday, which the offense was way better with Holiday out there. He's the guy who got it close to 10. But once he came out of the game, the offense has been horrific. And then a foul on Hauser is going to send Jerami Grant to the foul line for 2. That'll work. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? Cavs on their way to a second straight victory over the Magic, brother. MBM said, first you have to believe you can come back. You should never lose belief. That should go without saying. Vic said Maxi's in a slump. He is in a slump. We watched that Philly game today, and it was one of the worst Maxi games I've ever seen him play. It was horrendous. The guy who averages 30, he had 2 points in the second half. Like, total. He had 2 points, and then finally scored his next basket at some point in the third quarter. It was horrendous. A horrendous night for Maxi. Jeff said Spider might drop 50. He might. He's up to 38, right? Last time we checked. We just checked. Jerami Grant knocks down both free throws. Back to 11. Stops and scores. If the Blazers get a stop, they've been incapable of scoring. When the Blazers score, they've been incapable of getting stops. They hand it off to Derrick White. Derrick White coming to his right, down the lane, hesitates, goes up, gets blocked by Clingan, grabs the rebound. White hits the floor. It's a 5-on-4. We got to get down. You got to run it down to get it out to Love. Back to Sharpe. A wide open straightaway 3 in transition. He can't get it to go. Battle on the glass for the rebound. Lost it. Loose ball. Love picks it up. Half spin. Kicks it up top. They swing it out to Kamara. Jab step. Behind the back pass. Caleb Love. Wide open 3. Hits the side of the backboard. My goodness. It's like the Monstars came down. Once Jrue Holiday came out, the Monstars came down and sapped the Blazers their ability to score the basketball. My goodness, this has been a nightmare. Williams has it up top, hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard dancing with it, coming to his right, driving it down, leans in, pump fake, leaves it off for Amari Williams, and a two-handed slam for Amari Williams. Shaedon Sharpe hit the floor. It was either a flop by Sharpe as he drives down, goes up. Can't get the layup, but he does draw the foul. It was either a foul by Pritchard as he pushed off on Sharpe as he hit the floor. I think it showed here. Ooh, that's an offensive foul on Payton Pritchard. I don't know how you're supposed to play defense in the NBA if offensive players are literally allowed to discard the defensive player with their off arm. I don't know how you're supposed to play defense then. That's crazy. That's crazy. Vic said box out, offensive rebounds, crash both ends of the glass. He started doing this, Bam especially. I mean, most teams tend to have those principles, brother. John P. said, isn't Maxey an all-star starter? Is he an all-star starter? All I know is that Brunson's an all-star starter. That's all I know. That's all I care about. Sharpe knocks down both free throws. It is back to 11. Simons bringing it down. They get it over to Brown, being guarded by Kamara. Brown dancing with it, coming to his left off the Hauser screen. Stops, pulls it out. They show multiple defenders. Brown tries to kick it out. Ball's taken, knocked away by Kamara. Brown picks it back up, leaves it off for Amari Williams. Goes up, can't get the layup to go. Good defense from Clingan to not foul. A 3-on-1 fast break. They lob it up. A terrible lob pass by Love. My goodness, get Caleb Love out of this game. Where is Jrue Holiday? Caleb Love has been horrendous. That pass right there, he tries throwing a scoop-handed, underhanded scoop pass as a lob to Shaedon Sharpe instead of up here throwing a lob, floating lob like that, and then they throw it away. Amari Williams, great defensive play from Amari Williams, and then gets fouled by Shaedon Sharpe as he has to chase him down. So Amari Williams is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. But great defensive play by Amari Williams. Stole the inbound pass. Caleb Love tries to throw a underhanded scoop play, and then he's the guy who inbounds it and turns it over. Yeah, you got to get Caleb Love out of this game, man. Instead of throwing an over-the-hand lob pass, and Hauser is easily able to just knock it out of bounds. What was that? Sakri said, sit down, Love. You got to come out of the game right now, man. He's got to come out of the game. This is not, you're not playing basketball in the park, brother. This is not high school basketball. It's not college basketball. You're in the NBA. Sam Hauser easily is just like, oh, I can knock that out of the air. If you're going to put the ball down here to me, you have to be up here and throw the lob over the top. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're in the NBA. You're literally on the floor with some of the best athletes in the world. And you're going to do this as a lob attempt? Come on, man. Come on, man. Horrific night for Caleb Love. Hits the side of a backboard on a wide open corner 3 just as you're building momentum. Now you turn it over on the inbound. He has definitely set this Blazers team back a little bit here in this quarter. Lead back up to 13. Blazers need a response. They get over to Love. Back into his left. Do something good with it, Caleb Love. Good defense from Simons. Kicks it over to Clingan. They leave him open for 3. He's going to take another one. This time he splashes it. The only shots Clingan has taken today has been from 3-point range, and I do think that overall that is an issue. Lead is down to 10. The closest the Blazers have been since the lead went to double digits. They get over to Brown. Brown coming to his left. They show multiple defenders again. They get it inside the Gonzalez. They swing it out to Simons, an open corner 3, and he responds right back with a 3 of his own. Anything you can do, I can do better offense. And now here comes Caleb Love, bringing it down the other way. Love, rushing it, loses the handle. Saves it over to Grant. A 3, can't get it to go. It was a deep 3, going 2 for 1. A horrific idea for Jerami Grant. You've done a terrible job of generating offense. Why just heave a 35-footer? Why? So you can get maybe one more shot at the basket? Just take as many good looks as you can at the basket. Don't worry about the time right now. Shaedon Sharpe, hit ahead pass to Caleb Love down the lane, gets stripped by Simons, out of bounds off of Caleb Love. Great defense from the Celtics yet again. Phenomenal defense from the Celtics here, especially in transition, and especially against Caleb Love, who has been an abject disaster. He has been a disaster. Pritchard bringing it down, spins, loses the handle, picks it back up, fall away along the baseline at the buzzer, bouncing on the rim, got the Kawhi Leonard bounce, and he gets it to drop down. Payton Pritchard, his second buzzer beater, got one at the end of the first on a 3, gets one at the end of the second quarter to go into halftime, and it puts the Boston Celtics up by 15, 52-37. And on a night where Portland is really struggling to generate offense, at the end of the first quarter, Caleb Love throws multiple passes away, turns it over multiple times, throws up a terrible corner 3 that hits the side of the backboard. And then Jerami Grant, who's supposed to be the veteran on this team, heaves up a 35, 40-ish foot straightaway 3, a logo 3 for Jerami Grant, who's not a logo shooter at all, obviously. A logo 3 for Jerami Grant, trying to go 2 for 1 which is the most idiotic thing you can do on a night where you're really struggling to generate offense. You have 37 points. It's not like you have 57 points. You have 37 points. Points are hard to come by. Don't just throw away possessions thinking, well, let's make sure we get one more offensive possession, which didn't work in your favor anyway because the Celtics had the last shot of the quarter because they managed the clock properly and just continued to play good basketball and defended well. Whereas Jerami Grant is like, oh, there's 34 seconds on the clock. Let me just throw it at the rim so that we could have the last shot of the quarter. How about you just run your offense, Jerami Grant, and you try to get the best shot you can? Now you're back down by 15 when it was just a 10-point game. It was just a 10-point game. If you go into halftime down by 10, you put your hands in the air and you go, okay, we started off the game terribly. We scored 11 points in the first quarter, but we're down by 10. It's a lucky situation to find yourselves in, right? You battled back, you're down by 10. The Celtics are also not having a very good offensive game overall. We'll go through it in a second here. They only scored 20 points in the second quarter. But you could have held them to 15 if you didn't throw away 5 points at the end there by just rushing to the basket, needlessly heaving up terrible shot quality shots, and not focusing on running your offense. Let's go through the box score. Let's go through the team stats, actually. Bruce Fallis said, dang leprechauns. Caleb Love's agent is online too for you. You don't want to talk to me, I'll tell you that. Secrete said, okay, so suspend Love. Jrue and Sharpe needs a face slap to wake him up. Yeah, Sharpe not being very, very good tonight is the biggest thing that's hurting. Clingan started to play significantly better in that second quarter, especially the second half of that second quarter. MBM said, glad we passed up on Grant. Yeah, I'm good on Grant. You're supposed to be the veteran on this team, brother. That's not a 2-for-1 you go to. Not when you're down by 12. Not when you're down by 12. You just get the best shot you can. You don't just heave it up there. Let's go around the league first, I guess. Go around the league first. We'll go through the team stats. We'll go through the box score. Then we'll come back for the second half. The end of the third quarter. Cavs up by 10. 91-81. When is the fourth quarter starting? Is there a delay or something? Is Jeff still in the chat? Jeff Brown, are you still in the chat, brother? What's going on with this Magic Cavs game? All right, there we go. I had to refresh the page. That was weird. Cavs are up by 11, 100-89. Magic on the verge of dropping to 23 and 22. Cavs on the verge of going back up to 28 and 20. Finding their groove here. Finding their groove even without a lot of their guys. Still no Garland. We know about our Blazers-Celtics game here tonight. Lakers-Bulls. Lakers up by 13, keeping them an arm's distance away, similar to the Celtics over the Blazers here tonight. Except this one is a barn burner. This one is, the offense is rolling. Almost 70 first-half points for the Lakers, who scored 35 in the first and 34 in the second. And the Bulls, 31 in the first, only 25 in the second, so losing pace a little bit. But that's 13, not insurmountable for the Bulls. Halftime, Grizzlies up by 3 over the Rockets. That's a close game. A close game right there. And then we went over this earlier, Hawks ended up pulling away from the Pacers. This was a close game all the way through until CJ McCollum got hot in the fourth quarter. And then the Hornets, just from opening to absolutely destroyed and dominated the Philadelphia 76ers. Before we go over the box scores and the team stats, let's look at the standings real quick to see where these teams stand. As a Knicks fan, obviously I'm rooting against Boston tonight because then they would fall down the rankings. They're up a game and a half on the Knicks for the 2 seed. They are only up 1 in the loss column, though, and because of the difference in games played, this is the only column I pay attention to in the middle of the season when looking to see where teams stand. I don't look at this right here, the game's back, very much at all. This does not really tell me much. The loss column right here is all that I really care about. Where do you stand in terms of losses that you've suffered this year? And the Celtics with 17 losses, the Knicks with 18 losses, and that's why I'm not really concerned with that. They're technically the 4th seed right now because the Raptors have played one more game than the Knicks. One more game than the Knicks. They're 29-19, while the Knicks are 27-18. So realistically, the only thing that I care about is the fact that they have 1 less loss than the Raptors and only 1 more loss than the Celtics. So all of these teams from 2, I guess only 2 to 4 are kind of jumbled up, and then 5 to 5 to 8 are kind of jumbled up a little bit, although the Cavs are on the verge of giving themselves a little bit of distance here. Bruce said, how the heck did Toronto get ahead of us? His name is Emmanuel Quickly, and he has been in fuego. He actually won NBA Player of the Week this week. He's been awesome. He's been awesome. He had one of the greatest 40 and 10 games the other day. And I do believe that they have a game against New York coming up. We can check the Knicks schedule real quick, because we do have a game against Boston. We also have a game against Detroit coming up. So if the Knicks really want to make some ground and try to climb their way back into the good graces of Knicks fans, this stretch right here will tell them everything they need to know. We have a game against Sacramento revenge game coming up tomorrow. We have Toronto. There we go. There's the Toronto game. Second night of a back-to-back. It is at Toronto, so this is going to be, we might have to chuck this up to a schedule loss. This is a tough game right here. This is a tough game right here. Second night of a back-to-back on the road at Toronto. We'll see. We'll see what they got. Bruce said Toronto shouldn't even be in our zip code. They shouldn't. The Knicks had a stretch where they went 2-9. So guess what? Now they are. Now they are. As Knicks fans, we don't get to say that after your team had that kind of a stretch. Kay Hazy said, quickly heard all those trade rumors. Yeah, he told all those Toronto fans, like, I don't know what you're talking about. As Knicks fans, we know what IQ is capable of. Celtics fans should also know what IQ is capable of, because he loves skipping in TD Arena. Sakri said, I got this parlay today. Cavs, Lakers, Grizzlies, Blazers, and Golden State Warriors. You needed the win for 1 times 500 odds. Rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. But then the Knicks also have Portland, Lakers, Washington, and then they start a tough stretch early in February. They have Denver. I expect Nikola Jokic to be back for this Denver game right here. That always tends to happen. Everybody's healthy when it comes time to play in the Garden. So you got Denver, then you're at Detroit, then you're at Boston, and then you're versus Indiana, at Philadelphia, versus Detroit, versus Houston, at Chicago, at Cleveland. So really tough February schedule coming up. They got a couple of ones thrown in there, like an Indiana game. They have a Washington game early in February. So, but for the most part, pretty tough schedule coming up in February for the Knicks. Hopefully they seem to have figured themselves out. Because if not, it's going to get real wicked out there. It's going to get real wicked. But it looks like the Cavs are going to prevail. They're still up by 10 with 4 minutes to go. It's eternity. Keep an eye on it. Lakers, Bulls have started their second half. Grizzlies, Rockets have started their second half. All right. Before we start our second half, let's go through the box score and the team stats. Real quick, let's start with the team stats. See where these two teams stand. Actually, it's mostly been the Celtics dominating. So we necessarily don't have to go through too much over it. But the Portland Trail Blazers have never led tonight. If the Celtics win, it'll be a wire-to-wire victory. They have led for 93% of the games tonight. You may be thinking, well, what about the other 7%? Doesn't that mean the Blazers led? No, that means the game was tied for 7% of the time, or the Celtics led it the remainder of the time. The Blazers never led here tonight. So, they have been bad from the start. The game started 6-0 before the Blazers finally put a point on the board, and there were some free throws. Overall, 24 points in the paint for the Celtics, only 10 for the Blazers. That is an issue. Donovan Clingan has taken 3 shots tonight, all of them being from three-point range. So this tracks. This definitely tracks. Clingan is nowhere to be found in the paint, which is an issue. Total turnovers, 10-9, so about even. Total rebounds, 22-23, so about even. Total free throws, 10 attempts, which is exactly even. 3-point shooting, 5 for 21, 6 for 21, which is pretty much even. Even down to the attempts. The biggest issue is that the Blazers just can't buy basket tonight. A lot of it has to do with the fact that the Celtics are playing phenomenal defense, but also the fact that they're just missing easy makeable shots as well. A lot of mid-range jumpers that they've missed from Sharpe, from Holiday, that are definitely makeable. Some open threes that they've missed that are definitely makeable. 11 for 39 from the field, while the Celtics are 20 of 47. They are winning the possession battle by 7 field goal attempts, which is always a good sign for a team. But they've made 9 more shots as well versus the Blazers, who just can't buy a basket. They're shooting 28% from the field. That's never going to be good enough to help win you a basketball game, ever, no matter how good your defense is. You can't be that inept offensively. MBM said, NBA wanted OKC to be relevant, but Wemby said, we hit now. As far as the box scores go, when Jrue Holiday was in the game, their offense looked somewhat decent. Matter of fact, he's the only guy in the positive. He's a +2. And I do think, I normally don't like looking at the plus minus. Shout out Justice's dad in the chat. If he's in here tonight, he loves that stat. I hate that stat. But in this instance, the indication says that Jrue Holiday has been the most additive player here tonight. And I do think that definitely tracks with the way the game has gone. When he was in the game, he dragged them back from being down by 23 to being down by 11 before he subbed out. And then they kind of middled around and they couldn't get any closer than that. When we look at the Celtics, it's not like they've even been that dominant. They only scored 52 first-half points. They only scored 20 second-quarter points. It wasn't a good quarter at all for the Boston Celtics, and yet they walk out of it with a 15-point lead. Absolute disastrous situation for the Blazers. Could not take advantage of it. Jaylen Brown leading the way with 10 points. He's 4 for 7 from the field. He's knocked down a 3. 4 boards, 3 assists, doing a little bit of everything. And only credited with 1 turnover so far. Payton Pritchard, 12 points. I thought he was excellent, and especially in the second half of that quarter. Knocked down 2 buzzer beaters as well, end of the first and then end of the second, to put his team ahead. Amari Williams and Neemias Queta have been absolutely phenomenal here tonight. Between the two of them, they have 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And I think Amari Williams has actually been slightly better than Neemias Queta, and I do think that Joe Mazzulla also thinks so, because Amari Williams played 16 minutes as opposed to Queta only playing 8. A complete surprise. You know, we did mention very briefly Amari Williams in the pregame chat where we talked about, oh yeah, Amari Williams, he's gotten to the game before. He's shown some promise every now and again. Tonight, he's been awesome. He's been absolutely awesome. Oh no, I counted that wrong. He's got 5 rebounds. So between them, they have 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Also 4 turnovers. So, you know, there's that. But Anfernee Simons has been solid off the bench. I know he's 3 for 8 from the field and 2 for 7 from 3, but overall his impact and his ability to spread the court has been very good. And also when they cut the lead to 10 off a 3 from, I believe it was Kamara, Anfernee Simons came back and knocked down a 3 to quickly push it back up to 13. And then that's when Pritchard knocked down the mid-range jumper to push it up to 15 for the halftime score here. Without that shot from Anfernee Simons, Portland still has a ton of confidence going in at halftime. Being able to push it from 10 to 15 takes the legs out from this Blazers comeback, especially with how poorly they've shot it tonight. Outside of that, everybody's just kind of played their role extremely well tonight. Derrick White's 3 for 9 from the field. He's got 2 turnovers. Nobody else really stands out too much. Same with the Portland Trail Blazers. Jerami Grant has 8 points, but not super effective here tonight. Also had that horrible shot at the end of the quarter, which gave the Celtics the last shot of the game. Preston Curry, what's up, Preston? Love is good. Shea is hurting us to this game, and it ain't just Caleb. They'll bounce back this half. I mean, Caleb was absolutely horrendous, though, brother. I like Caleb Love and what he's brought to the Blazers this year. That was one of the most destructive ends of a quarter I've seen from a singular player this year, especially a role player like Caleb Love coming off the bench. 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point range. It was disastrous. Turnovers, terrible decision-making, underhanded lob attempt on the fast break. Just absolutely mind-boggling decisions. Got stripped multiple times going to the basket that it ultimately got knocked off of him going out of bounds. Threw a terrible inbounds pass that got picked off by Amari Williams. Absolutely disruptive last 3 minutes of the quarter for Caleb Love. It was terrible. Yeah, Shaedon Sharpe has to be better. Bad games happen. 1 for 7 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. It's kind of just missing shots. Like, it wasn't that destructive. You're going to have guys who can't make shots some nights. That happens. He's got to make shots. Sure, he's not playing well at all. We could talk about that for sure, but there's, the analysis is hit the play better, bud. You have to make shots. For Caleb Love, get your head in the game, brother. What was that? The decision-making was putrid with Caleb Love to end the quarter. My goodness. President said these refs caught a goal in both ways this half. They're hurting my Blazers. They are indeed not hurting your Blazers, brother. Both teams attempted 10 free throws. Both teams were frustrated with some of the foul calls they were given. I didn't think the fouls hurt one team or the other. There's some fouls that they missed. There's some fouls that they blessed the team with. But either way, it worked out where it was balanced both ways. I think calling out the refs this game is soft. Don't worry about the refs. Play good basketball. Sidy Cissoko opens up the second half by fouling Derrick White off ball. Giving him a nice big bear hug. Angela Harding said, now coming to think about it, how are the Raptors ahead of us? Something wrong there. The Raptors are very good. Listen, the reason why we cover multiple basketball games outside of the Knicks is so that we don't ask these questions. Raptors are good. Pritchard leaves it off for Queta. Can't get the floater to go over Clingan. Good defense from Clingan to at least contest it well. Holiday has it up top, in and out dribble, driving it down the lane, throws up a tough floater. Can't get it to go. Maybe looking for a foul call. Clingan hit the floor. He's looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. Here comes Brown down the lane, leans in, stops, throws it inside to Queta, who just easily throws it up in the basket. Portland does a bad job getting back on defense. Clingan still arguing with the official. Too much arguing, brother. You're down by 17 here. Get your head in the game. It is 54-37. They get it up top to Clingan. Hands it off to Sharpe. Sharpe coming to his right. Stops at the foul line. Kicks out to Holiday. Catches it low, but puts up the three anyway. Can't get it to go. Derrick White with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. White has it up top. Leaves it off for Hauser. Hauser hesitates. One dribble in. Puts up the straightaway three. Can't get it to go. Clingan with the rebound. Now here comes Sharpe. Holiday in the backcourt tying his shoe. Sharpe has it up top. Coming to his right. Dancing with it. Crosses over to his left on Brown. Step back. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Comes up short, but gets a friendly bounce off the front of the rim, and he gets it to drop. There you go, Shaedon Sharpe, his second made basket of the night. If they can get him going, they can maybe start mounting a bit of a comeback. Pritchard driving to his right, but it's always got to start on the defensive end. They get it over to Queta, who gets absolutely swatted out of there by Donovan Clingan, but Portland can recover the loose ball. Really sloppy play from the Blazers there after a really good defensive stop, and Brown has it up top for the Celtics. Brown coming to his left, dancing with it against Kamara. Tagging to his left, leans in, step back, fall away. Brown got it to go yet again. Jaylen Brown has been cooking out of that mid-range all season long. Really impressive game from the Celtics here tonight. Sharpe has it up top. You know, we've discussed the Blazers just being flat out bad offensively today, but still, Kamara leaves it off for Sissoko, leans in, draws the foul, and Hauser is going to send him to the foul line for two. Sakri said, come back, Portland, come on. Angel Delgado, what's up, Angel? I put Pritchard over 13 points, hoping it hits. What is he at right now? I don't even have the game cast up. My bad, guys. Pritchard right now has what, 12? Oh, he'll get it, brother. He'll get it. He'll get one more basket. He'll at least get one more basket. Bruce Fowler said, I disagree. The Raptors are okay. If the Raptors are good, then what are we? We're also good. What do you mean? They're both of them are good. They're in the same realm. The Knicks went 2 for 9 in an 11-game stretch. They don't deserve to be called great, brother. They're both teams are good. Which is why they're hovering around the same area in the standings. Good pass from Jaylen Brown. Queta can't get the finish to go. Now here comes Portland pushing the other way. They leave it off for Kamara. Up top to Clingan, who's going to fire yet another three. Listen, I like that Clingan's trying to extend his range. Sidy Cissoko with the offensive rebound and putback. Nice. I like that Clingan's trying to extend his range and whatnot. But you can't just only be a three-point shooter here tonight. He's 1 for 5 from the field, all of them coming from three-point range. Get into the paint, Clingan. My goodness. Really bad night for Donovan Clingan, in my opinion. Brown has it up top, switched onto by Sharpe, dancing with it. They show multiple defenders inside the Hauser. They kick it out to Pritchard, wide open right wing three. Pritchard got it to go over a late contest from Jrue Holiday. Excellent offense from the Boston Celtics. Just beautiful ball movement. Great patience and decision-making from Jaylen Brown up top there. Holiday has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard, dancing with it. Good pressure from Pritchard here. Coming to his left off a Clingan screen. Down the lane, leans in, kicks it out in the corner. Kamara puts up the left corner three, airballs it. Clingan the offensive rebound, leans in, kicks it back out to Kamara. He's going to put up another left corner three. He's going to miss it again. Sidy Cissoko comes flying in, but he can't grab the rebound. Pritchard hit ahead to Derrick White. Easy layup or two-handed slam for Derrick White, and a timeout for the Blazers. The lead has ballooned back up to 20. This is why when I talked about that disastrous end to the quarter for Caleb Love, he completely sapped all of the confidence and possibility of a comeback for the Blazers out because it was a 10-point game, and because of Caleb Love and Jerami Grant's silliness and decision-making and playmaking down the stretch, it allowed Boston to build confidence and push the lead back up to 15 at the end of the quarter. Now coming out here It's a 9-4 third quarter. Immediately push it back up to 20. Immediately. Instead of holding Boston to a 15-point quarter, you allow them to score 5 easy points at the end of that second quarter, which gave them a 20-point quarter. You only scored 26. You could not take advantage of it. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? Cavs won in spite of drop 45. Orlando, man. Orlando. I don't even know what to say about Orlando. The Creed said, I got this parlay today. Oh, you put that one in the chat. I read it. Official handicap. What's up, official handicap? Sam selling? Sam Hauser? Kate Hazy said, Blazers, lucky they got on black jerseys. Brown can use as much Beijing as he wants. Oh, the hair thing? Yeah. Student said the teams that are getting blown away today, it's because the players had to shovel the snow before they played. That's the official excuse. You know, none of these millionaires are picking up a shovel, Susan. Jose Navarro, what's up, Jose? How much money do you make off of this? Pennies, brother. Make pennies. Maybe like $100 a month or something like that, if I'm lucky. I don't do it for the money, though, brother. I don't do it for the money. That's probably a little too low. Maybe a couple hundred. Maybe like 300, maybe 400 a month. CEO King said, I need 2 rebounds from Clingan. He'll get it, right? He'll get it. There's a ton of misses going on. He'll have many opportunities from his Blazers to grab some offensive rebounds. Moran, what's up, Moran? Moran said, where are we at? 20 points catch up. Portland, yeah. They had their opportunity in the second quarter. They cut it to 10 a couple of times. They cut it to 11 multiple times, and they couldn't get it to single digits and at least put a little bit of pressure on the Celtics to mount a comeback here. And then some silliness at the end of the quarter by Caleb Love and Jerami Grant gave the Celtics the opportunity to push the lead even further. They got it to 15 at halftime when it should have been 10 or at best 8 or 7 for the Blazers. And next thing you know, it's 15, almost double that. And then start of the second half here, it's now been pushed up to 20 again. Sharpe down the lane, kicks it out to Cissoko. I'm about a minute behind. There's 8:15 to go. Holiday straightaway 3. Got it to go for Jrue Holiday. All right, Jrue. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by Holiday. Pritchard spins, coming to his right, behind the back, steps back, gets it over to Brown, being guarded by Kamara. Brown still holding on to it. Hauser just runs over Kamara, and a foul on Hauser, who literally just ran him over, and Hauser's standing there with his hands like this. Brother, you just ran over Kamara. And he's like, how? Because you ran him over, Hauser? I will never understand NBA players being confused about very obvious blatant fouls. Bruce Fowler said, Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl and RJ Barrett ahead of us in the standings. All very hard to stomach. Yeah, fair. Very fair. I mean, I'm not a Jets fan, but very fair. Celtics are calling timeout. They're gonna challenge this. I don't know about this challenge. I don't know about this challenge at all. Anthony Freyson, what's up, Anthony? First time seeing your show here, very entertaining. Appreciate you, Anthony. Appreciate you. We're live 6 times a week, at least 6 times a week. And sometimes we try to cover multiple games. We're live 6 times a week, trying to cover as much basketball as possible. Ron Tardif, what's up, Ron? New subscriber here, great play-by-play. Thank you. Appreciate you, Ron. Appreciate you. You're just trying to have a good time, watch some NBA basketball. Jason said, did you run into town into 2 blowouts today? It's looking like it. It's looking like it, Jason. I may truly be a jinx. I may be the reason why the Knicks had a terrible 3 weeks. It may be me. It may be something I'm doing. Maybe I got to change something up in here. I don't know. Faith Hernandez, what's up, Faith? Is Jaylen Brown on the bench? Jaylen Brown is not on the bench right now. Maybe after this timeout, but we'll see. We'll see what the Celtics come back out with. As of right now, he's still in the game. Holiday is the only guy who has anything going here tonight. He's getting no help whatsoever. Jaylen Brown has 12. Pritchard has 15. Derrick White has 8. Boston's not even having a very good offensive game overall. If they were having a normal offense, this would be a 25-point lead at least. If Boston was having a normal offensive game. Faith said, thank you, stats don't show up. He is playing. He is indeed playing. I can tell you right now, Jaylen Brown has 12 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. A little bit of everything tonight. A little bit of everything. We're under 8 to go. David Calderon, what's up, David? One more Holiday, one more point. Should be all right. You should be able to get it. Moran said, maybe a handlebar mustache, bring the mojo. No, I still have to go out in public, brother. I still have to go out into the world. Not going to pull off the handlebar mustache. Maybe one day. Maybe if this ever becomes a full-time thing, maybe I can afford to do it for a couple of streams, but I still got to go out into the world. Johnny Cage said 2 more Derrick White rebounds. I mean, it's early in the game, brother. You should get it. I got a whole half of basketball. I mean, at that point, you got to root for Portland to make some kind of comeback here and make it interesting so Derrick White can continue to play. If not, he may not play a whole lot in the fourth. This third quarter so far is 9-7. Kamara. Good challenge from the Celtics. on the replay here, the replay caught Kamara, left arm, holding on to Hauser and pulling him into him, which is how Hauser ends up knocking over Kamara, which is why Hauser had his palms up in the air. I take it back. I rescind my statement before. Hauser was correct. Overturn call. Celtics get the ball back, and Mazzulla has the opportunity to challenge at least one more time. Amari Williams is in the game. He's in there with Brown, White, Baylor, Shireman, and Pritchard. A sidestep 3 for Jaylen Brown. Comes up short. Good boxing out and rebounding from the Blazers there. Hit ahead pass to Holiday. Leans in. Can't get the layup to go, but a foul, and Amari Williams will send Holiday to the foul line for 2 free throws. Who knows where the Blazers would be without Jrue Holiday tonight. Jose Navarro said Jaylen Brown needs one more three-pointer. Pretty good chance he gets it. I'm rooting for you, brother. Archie Gaming. What's up, Archie? Are you streaming the Knicks game tomorrow? Of course. Of course, Archie. We don't miss Knicks games. Moran saying we need more bald Wemby. I like that Wemby as Holiday misses a free throw. If you're trying to make a comeback, you can't be missing free throws. I love that Wemby just loves to just rock with wild hairstyles. I love it. Holiday does at least knock down the second free throw. It's a 16-point deficit for Portland here. I don't want 2 blowouts in one day. We don't often get the opportunity to cover multiple games as Brown misses a floater but gets his own offensive rebound. And Robert Williams sends Amari Williams' floater attempt all the way back out to Pritchard, who right into his hands, manipulates off the Williams screen, and knocks down a pull-up 3. See, if you're Robert Williams right there, as a moving screen on Kamara is called, if you're Robert Williams right there, that's why people talk about you don't want to slap shots like that in the backcourt. You want to control blocks. You want controlled blocks. So it's going to go on the stat sheet. Oh, yeah, Robert Williams blocked a couple of shots tonight. That's great. But if you don't keep the possession, what does a block shot even mean? In that instance, he blocks Amari Williams great, but the ball goes right back to Pritchard, and he's able to knock down a 3. So he effectively just traded a 2 for a 3. At that point, he should have just let Amari Williams knock down the floater. Pritchard a step back 3, can't get it to go. Quick outlet to Cissoko, who has it on the left wing. Now gets it over to Sharpe. Sharpe dancing with it. Coming to his right. Behind the back, step back, mid-range fall-away jumper. Can't get it to go over Derrick White. Shireman with the rebound. Here comes Brown. Brown putting his head down, attacking. Stops. Takes it out to Shireman, back to Brown. Brown, jab step, coming to his right, spins to his left, step back, foul line, fall-away jumper. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. A rare miss from the mid-range for Jaylen Brown here tonight. Here comes Holiday pushing the other way. They get over to Kamara. Kamara on the right wing, steps back, crosses over. There's nowhere to go, hands it off to Holiday. It's been Holiday or bust tonight for the Blazers. Holiday down the lane. They shovel it out to Kamara. Kamara straightaway 3. And Kamara finally gets one to drop down. Back to 16, the lead goes. 48-64. We're at the halfway point of the fourth quarter here with 6 minutes to go. Now under 6 minutes to go. Brown coming to his right of a screen, manipulating against Kamara, kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard down the lane, has an open lane, leaves it off for Amari Williams at the last second, and he gets fouled by Sharpe. Antonio Richardson said, I needed Jaylen for 25 and Shaedon for 20. They're killing me for a 6K win. Not looking good, brothers. Not looking good. RC Gaming said, Knicks need their get back against the Kings tomorrow for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kenji, what's up, Kenji? Put JB for 25. Not looking very good. Maybe. Maybe he'll get it. I'm rooting for you. Marcus Miller, what's up, Marcus? Are you a New York Knicks or what? I am a New York Knicks fan, brother. Dogcatcher said, percentage Time Lord aiming for a different time zone. Brown has it up top. Coming to his left off a Pritchard screen. Swing it out to Pritchard. One-on-one against Robert Williams. Maneuvers past him. Good defense from Robert Williams there. Good box out and rebound for Jerami Grant. Grant has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Crossing over to his left, putting his head down, attacking, leans right in, trying to draw the foul, and he does draw the foul on Payton Pritchard. And throwing your body into the defensive player tends to work in the NBA nowadays. So Jerami Grant is going to be rewarded with 2 free throws here. Secrete said, love is back. Why, Coach? Why? You got to give him another opportunity here. He's one of the few guys on this team that could actually generate some offense. You got to give him another opportunity. It can't hurt as Jerami Grant misses a free throw. Like Jrue Holiday, if you're trying to mount the comeback, you can't be missing free throws here. Bruce Fowler said, in black socks and sneakers. Anyone remember when the Knicks all shaved their heads for the playoffs? Yep. Except for Ewing. Thank goodness, yeah. Ewing did not want to shave his head. Grant does at least knock down the second one. Can be going down on offensive possessions and getting 1 point out of them, man. Can't do it. Not if you're trying to mount the comeback. Doing a good job against yourselves to the foul line, but you got to knock down your free throws. Jaylen Brown has been, fall away in the paint, got it to go. He is cooking Toumani Kamara tonight. He does not care who is guarding him. He said, none of you can guard me. They get over to Grant. Grant's going to dance with it against Anfernee Simons. Stop, drop step, pump fake, steps through, kicks out to Kamara, left corner 3. He's open, and he rattles it in. Back-to-back threes for Toumani Kamara. 14-point game. They're trading baskets, though. They're not getting stops. Here comes Pritchard bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Sharpe. Pritchard attacking to his left. Now they get it up to Brown. Brown pump fakes, coming to his right up the Amari Williams screen. Wide open mid-range shot. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. And then Kamara with the rebound and gets ran into by Shireman, so we'll foul on Shireman. Portland will bring it down now. They're not on the bonus, so just a side out of bounds for Portland. True quality kicks. What's up, True? Clingan out for the rest of the game? I don't think so. What's wrong with Clingan? I don't think anything's wrong with Clingan. The broadcast hasn't said anything, and he didn't look like he got hurt or anything, so I don't know. Grant Williams manipulating, driving it down, has it in the paint, pump fakes, draws some contact, and draws the foul. I believe on Amari Williams again. It's going to send Jerami Grant to the foul line for 2. Got to knock down your free throws, brother. Got to knock down your free throws, though, man. Bruce Fowler said Boston playing with their food. A little bit. Portland has, for the most part, been terrible tonight, outside of a couple of runs here and there. And Boston has not put them away entirely. Keeping hope alive for this Trailblazers team. Jerami Grant to the foul line, knocks down the first free throw. You can cut it to 12, which is very, trying to crawl their way back in. You can cut it to 12. Durston said, Portland playing that bad, but still in it. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And a technical foul on Jaylen Brown, who pushes Kamara needlessly. So another free throw for Jaylen Brown if they knock down both. Brown can cut it. Grant can cut it to an 11-point game. And he misses it. Come on, man. Come on. You just got gifted another opportunity to cut into this lead. Man, that's 3 missed free throws in this quarter. If they knock down all 3 of them, it's a 9-point game. They're free throws, man. They're free. They're free. They're free points. Take them. Take them. Shireman bringing it down. He's being guarded by Sharpe. Shireman has it up top. Being guarded by Sharpe. Gets it over to Amari Williams. Hands it off to Simons. Crossing over to his left off of Williams. Driving it down in the lane. Throws up a floater. Gets blocked by Jerami Grant. Jerami Grant has been fantastic in this third quarter. Hit ahead to Caleb Love. Euro steps, lefty layup. Got it to go for Caleb Love. And it's a 10-point game. And a timeout for Boston. There you go. There you go, Caleb Love. Yes, sir. Have a much better second half, young man. And you could actually help your team cut into this lead, actually get it to single digits here. It took a while, but they finally battled back. Cut it back to 10. Dogcatcher said, 2 gets in dude's space and in their head. He does. He does. That's 1 technical on Jaylen Brown. If you could bait him into another one, Jaylen Brown would be out. But I don't think Jaylen Brown's gonna get baited into that. He's too smart of a player. Stunner Swift. What's up, Stunner? Boston is up by 10. They have not played a good game tonight either. I forget who said it earlier, a couple seconds ago, but definitely playing with their food tonight. They should absolutely be blowing out this Blazers team. They have played terrible offense all night long, and yet it's only a 10-point game. They have an opportunity here. The dog catcher said, and can't keep his own head straight at the free throw line. That's 3 missed free throws in this quarter. I already don't like missed free throws. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in the NBA. They're free. They're free. You're professional basketball players. Knock down your free throws. And if they knock down all 3 of their free throws here, it's a 7-point game. Excuse me. It would be a 7-point game right now. But instead, it's still 10. And now the Celtics will bring it down. Let's see how they respond after this timeout. And after the Blazers cut it to 10. Simons has it up top. He's out there with Brown, Amari Williams, Payton Pritchard, and Baylor Shireman. Brown is being guarded by Kamara up top. Driving to his right. Gets down the lane and gets fouled by Kamara. Excellent drive by Jaylen Brown. He's going to send him to the foul line for 2. Jaylen Brown with a nice deceleration at the end there. Allows Kamara to run right into him. So Brown at the foul line for 2. The Blazers are out there with Kamara, Sharpe, Grant Williams, Jerami Williams. Excuse me, not Grant Williams. We watched him earlier. As Brown misses a free throw, gifting the Blazers an opportunity here. Robert Williams and Caleb Love are also in the game. Brown's got 1 more coming. Even if he knocks this one down, he'll put the lead to 11. And if the Blazers can score on the other end, they'll finally be able to cut the lead to single digits. The first layer of a comeback. Brown does knock down the second free throw at least. 3:45 to go. And Caleb Love has it up top. Coming to his left. Trying to play faster and push the pace to get over to Robert Williams. He has it up top. Trying to find somebody open to get it over to Jerami Grant, being guarded by Anfernee Simons. Has him in the post. Right baseline. Tries to do a drop step, and Anfernee Simons, great defensive dig down, knocks the ball loose and knocks it out of bounds. The Fleas. What's up, Fleas? When is Tatum coming back? There's no timetable, really. The expectation is sometime after the All-Star break. They get it into Love. Good closeout from Pritchard, forcing him to give it back up top to Sharpe. Sharpe down the lane. Scoop layup. Got it to go for Shaedon Sharpe. Nice drive and finish. And there it is, folks. It is a 9-point game. Now you got to build off of it. Got it to single digits. Slowly continue to chip away at it. Next thing you have to worry about is under 5. Then single possession. Pritchard bringing it down. Get it over to Amari Williams. Amari Williams gets it out to Shireman. Shireman coming to his right. Down the lane. Foul line floater. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Battle for the... mistiming the jump for Robert Williams as it hung in the air just a second longer than he thought. And Baylor Shireman able to out-jump him and tip his own miss up and in. Terrible, terrible game rebounding by the Blazers. And a foul on Shireman. Wow. Are they in the bonus? They are in the bonus. So free throws for Jerami Grant. Cut it back to 9 with some free throws here. PFK3, what's up, 3? Anthony Frison said Brown is really tough and his conditioning is top-notch. Absolutely. Career year for sure. Please said, let's go Blazers. Yes, sir. PK3 is White in the game. Derrick White is not in the game right now. The Celtics are out there with Simons, Brown, Shireman, Pritchard, and Amari Williams. 2 made free throws for Jerami Grant. Keep wanting to say Grant Williams. For Jerami Grant go down, and it's back to a 9-point game, 69-60. Down the lane, Pritchard leans in. Step back, fall away jumper over Caleb Love. Okay defense, but better offense from Pritchard there. I mean, you don't want Pritchard getting to that spot to begin with. So it's okay defense, not great defense. Jerami Grant down the lane to kick it out to Clingan. Up top to Caleb Love. A straightaway 3, well contested, well short. Brown with the rebound. Gets a running start with it. He's going to beat everybody down the court. Scoop layup with the left hand. Got it to go. Terrible, terrible transition defense for the Blazers. Really bad floor balance all around off that rebound. Brown was easily able to push it down the lane. Love gets it over to Clingan. Hits Jerami Grant, come back door. Shovels it back inside to Clingan. Clingan can't get the ball knocked out of his hands again, and then a foul on Amari Williams. With 2 minutes to go, Celtics up by 13, holding on to this double-digit lead. Bruce Fowler said, just in time to witness the anatomy of a Boston collapse. I don't know, man. I don't know if the Blazers have it in them for the full comeback, but they got to at least make it interesting. Jerami Grant misses yet another free throw. Earth Mystery, what's up, Earth? Celtics letting them back in to give role players experience in close games. I mean, look, I'm really not worried about Boston losing this game. I don't think the Blazers have the horses to truly compete and get back into this one, especially without Deni Avdija. They just have too many injuries mounting against them. But at least make this one interesting. And get blown out, which I think for the most part they have. But they have yet to get this closer than 9. Amari Williams has it up top. Takes it out to Shireman. Behind the back. Coming to his right down the lane. Get it over to Williams. Williams stops. Pivots. Flips it up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Good gang rebounding from the Blazers there. With 1:30 to go. Caleb Love bringing it down. Coming to his left off a screen. Gets to the foul line. Pull-up jumper wide open. And Caleb Love knocks it down. Back to 10 it goes. And here comes Simons bringing it down against Grant. Simons has it up top. Over to Brown, being guarded by Kamara. He has picked on Kamara all night long. It has not mattered that Kamara is guarding Brown. Kamara is supposed to be one of the better perimeter defenders in the league. Brown slips and falls, but saves that out to Pritchard. Pritchard fires the left wing 3, deep one. Airballs it, the side of the backboard, doesn't hit the rim, or barely grazes the rim if it did. And now Grant has it up top. They can cut it to 8. Would be the closest they would get. Grant down the lane, kicks it out to Love. Love's going to drive it to his right, down the lane, scoop play with the right hand. Got it to go past Amari Williams, and it's an 8-point game. Under a minute to go here. Portland's still battling. Brown bringing it down. Putting his head down, stops, Leaves it off for Amari Williams. Goes up against Clingan. Can't get the layup to go. No foul call. And now here comes Jerami Grant. They can cut it to 6. 30 seconds to go. Don't do the thing you did earlier. Don't just fire up a shot. They get it up to Clingan for a 3. In and out, halfway down, but he can't get it to stay. Knocked out of bounds. And they're going to give it to Boston. 25 seconds to go here. Boston should have the final shot of the quarter here. There's only about a 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock. We're going to get a Blazers timeout. And a challenge. A challenge from the Blazers. They could use a challenge. Well, they could use the possession back, I mean. They could use a successful challenge here. In an 8-point game, you want as many opportunities on offense as you can get, as you can muster. You never want to play with your food, even though the Celtics should definitely win this game. And they've held the lead almost the entirety of the game. If you give this Blazers team enough confidence, and if you miss enough threes come fourth quarter, if the shots just aren't falling down and the Blazers shots are, you're putting yourself at risk to lose a game you absolutely should not have lost. Kaloy? What's up, Kaloy? Can Portland come back? I mean, they can. A lot's going to have to go their way. It's possible. Cook up Brando. What's up, Cook? I need Jrue in the game. Jrue will come back into the game. Probably start of the fourth quarter. We'll see. Maybe they'll want to close with Jrue. Who knows? Cook said I needed Jrue for 6 assists. Don't look like it's happening. It might. It might. It looks like that might be off of Shireman. That's really close. Daniel Dash said, in my collection of sports cards and memorabilia, I have 80 Clyde Drexler sports cards. Nice. 1 Dikembe Mutombo boxing out Clyde Frazier. Nice. Nice. I'm not a big card guy. Unsuccessful challenge. Wow. That sucks for the Blazers. This might come down to the wire. Noah Julian. What's up, Noah? If Boston wins, I get $50. I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. Beat it up on Saturday. What's up, Beat it up? I need him to get 10 for Queta. He's not had a great night. Amari Williams has played better than him tonight. I mean, he's been fine. He's been good. But Amari Williams has played better than him today. So Joe Mazzulla definitely leaning on Amari Williams more. Daniel Dash said, I was in the 1990s mainly. 90s was a good time. Here comes Payton Pritchard bringing it down. Being guarded by Holiday. Gonna wind down the time as much as he can. About a 2.5-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Amari Williams gets it over to Brown. Brown at the foul line, being guarded by Kamara. Jab step, pump fake, jab step, step back, foul line, fall away jumper. Rattles it in, even though Holiday came over on the help side. Did not matter. Lead back to 10. 4 seconds to go. They're going to have to rush it down. Jerami Grant, instead of taking the 3, leans in, puts up the floater, can't get it to go. He's definitely looking for the foul call. Brother, just pull up and shoot the 3. That's when you pull up and shoot the 3. Not that 2-for-1 nonsense you tried doing at the end of the first half. That's when you pull up and just shoot the 3. The refs aren't going to bail you out with running to the rim for a foul call. Come on, man. Some really bad decision-making from Jerami Grant in some of these late shot clock possession things. Really bad. Daniel Dash is Avdija playing today. No Deni Avdija. The Portland offense has been rough. Really rough. Mr. Fantastic said, need Clingan to get 10 points. Well, Clingan refuses to take a shot inside the arc. All of his shots have come from three-point range tonight, which has been disastrous, in my opinion. Can't have your 7'2" center only taking threes. Beat it up on Saturday. Said Grant 20 and Sharpe 20 for me would be nice for $60. Not looking good for you, brother. I'll tell you that. Not looking good for you. We have not gone around the league in a little bit here. Let's go around the league real quick. Lakers up by 8 against the Bulls with 5 minutes to go. Not out of the weeds yet with that one. Now only 7. Now it's only 7. Luka with just the chill, 39, 7, and 10. Rockets have taken a 10-point lead over the Grizzlies halfway through that first quarter there. And Warriors Timberwolves are just tipping off. Looks like the Timberwolves are getting off to a much better start than they did the other night. PFK said, what's going on with White? Nothing's going on with White. White will come back into the game at some point here in the fourth quarter. Cavs, we saw this. Cavs did end up picking up the victory over the Magic. Paolo seemingly had a good game. Obviously, I did not watch it, so I can't comment too much on it, but 37 points and 10 rebounds seems pretty dominant to me. Donovan Mitchell just outdueled them for 45 for back-to-back victories to the Cavs over the Magic there. We covered the last time they played on Saturday, in which the Cavs, in a similar fashion, pulled away in the fourth quarter after a pretty close game for most of the night. We have 12 minutes of basketball remaining in our game here tonight. The best team pulled it out. Should be the Celtics, but basketball can be weird. Basketball can indeed be weird. As far as tomorrow, we've talked about this, but as far as tomorrow, the Knicks play the Kings at 7:30. So we will be live at 7 o'clock for our regular pregame rundowns. Bucks 76ers. With no Giannis, that's a rough Peacock NBC game. That's a really rough NBC game. With no Giannis and the 76ers coming off of a 50-point beatdown, that's a rough game to have on national TV. Pelicans Thunder. Pistons Nuggets could be interesting depending on who's playing for the Nuggets, as majority of their roster has been injured. Nets taking on the Suns in a late-night game down there in Arizona. Should be an easy one for the Suns, although the Nets can be feisty every now and again. Although they did just get absolutely historically blown out by the Knicks and then absolutely dominated by the Clippers. So Suns should have an easy one, should they show up and play well enough. And then the Clippers taking on the Jazz for the late-night NBC game. Really rough NBC slate tomorrow night. Jeez Louise, NBC got screwed with those games. Clippers Jazz with no Kawhi. And then Bucks 76ers with no Giannis. Good luck. Good luck with those games. My goodness. What a disaster. Daniel Dash said, sucks he has a back injury. Straight after Player of the Month. Is it the back injury? I thought it was something else. All right, immediately coming in, start of the quarter, and Time Lord gets an alley-oop dunk from Jerami Grant. There you go. It's back to 8. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. That was quick. Immediately start of the quarter, they get an alley-oop going. Knocked out of bounds by Kamara, breaking up the handoff between Queta and Derrick White. Kay Hayes said Kawhi might play. He's always on the injury list, but he plays anyway. I think he's been out as of late. Hasn't he been out? Holiday jumps to the lane, gets the steal, can knock down the pull-up 3. And then the Celtics gang rebound, and now here comes Simons pushing it the other way. Could have really used that 3 there. Simons, 0-step down the lane, and then knocks down the floater over Grant. And there's a 5-point swing right there. Could have knocked it down to 5, but instead it's back up to 10. Grant driving it down, takes a bump from Derrick White, draws the foul. Going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Thurston said, got a parlay today. Rockets, Lakers, Cavs, and Portland. Got to root for Portland. Got to root for Portland here tonight. Suns Jen said, Green and Booker likely out. So who knows? That sucks. That sucks, Suns Jen. Should still be able to pull that win off. If you got Dylan Brooks chasing around MPJ. Because without MPJ, they don't really have much. You're a good defensive team. As long as you play solid defense against them, they really struggle to score overall. Just don't give them open looks. Jerami Grant misses another free throw, but he does knock down the second one. Jeez, knock down your free throws, man. This could be like a 5-point game if you just hit your free throws. Portland really shooting themselves in the foot here tonight. Queta has it up top. Hands it off to White, being chased by Grant. White down the lane, snakes it back to his left hand. Tries to kick it out, and it is out of bounds off of Derrick White as he just threw it out of bounds. Thought Hauser was fading up top. Instead, Hauser was fading to the corner. And Grant bringing it down. 9-point game. Robert Williams has it up top. Kicks it out to Holiday. Holiday has it up top, being guarded by Hugo Gonzalez. Behind the back, driving it down to his right. Kicks it out. Ryan Rupert throws up a three. He can't get it to go. And Hauser, a good box out and rebound. And Simons bringing it down against Holiday, just beating them down the court to the rim. Layup, got it to go. Really bad transition defense for the Blazers there. Holiday got caught in the backcourt trying to apply pressure to Simons. He just turned on the Jets and beat him down the other way. I also forgot this was a revenge game for Simons after he got traded in the Holiday deal as well. Completely forgot this was a Simons revenge game. He's got 12 points on 11 shot attempts tonight. Not even a great night for him. Holiday has it up top. Coming to his left off the Ryan Rupert screen. Euro step down the lane for Holiday. Can't get the layup to go. Ryan Rupert with the rebound. And then he steps out of bounds as he can't hold on to it. And the Celtics will bring the ball down the other way. An 11-point game. Portland facing the possibility of giving up a much larger lead here. If you're Robert Williams there, you got to protect the rim a little bit better. Holiday also can't get caught in the backcourt like that, getting blown by Simons, putting your defense on the back leg. Really bad spot to put them in. Bad play from Holiday defensively. Derrick White gets it over to Simons. Simons coming to his left. Up top, they get it over to White. And Jrue Holiday just jumps the passing lane and steals it right out of the air on a Derrick White pass. Holiday driving it down, behind the back, down the lane, kicks it out to Cissoko. He's going to take the baseline. Now driving to his right, kick it out to Robert Williams. Robert Williams fakes the handoff, kicks it up top to Caleb Love. Love against Hauser, coming to his right up the Williams screen. In the mid-range, leaves it off. Williams down the lane, layup. Got the layup to go. Nice finish from Robert Williams. Dangerous pass from Caleb Love, but he snuck it in there. Thread the needle. Nice pass. And it's back to 9. As long as they can keep it in single digits here, they'll give themselves a chance if they can get hot from the perimeter. Derrick White has it up top, being guarded by Holiday. Attacking to his right, down the lane, and gets fouled by Holiday, who just hacks him, takes the foul. He's going to send him to the foul line for 2. Go take your free throws, brother. Go take your free throws. Bruce Fowler said Holiday smoked that layup. Holiday's old. Old players smoke layups. Not even gonna get on him for that one. Daniel Dash said, I'm about to start feeding the chickens. Mr. Fantastic. What's up, Mr. Fantastic? Derrick White to the foul line for 2. Said Clingan is going to kill my parlay, Dan. Maybe I can get overtime. Yeah, Clingan's not had a good night. I've not liked the game Donovan Clingan has played tonight at all. He's been solid defensively, especially after the first quarter. He's been solid defensively. But overall, I've not liked the game he's played. White knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Lead back up to 10. 8 is the closest that the Blazers have been able to get it. Derrick White knocks down both. 11-point game. They get it over to Love. Love being guarded by Simons. Simons just picks his pocket, bringing it down the other way. And then the Blazers pick his pocket back, but they end up with it. Kick it out to Hauser. Straightaway 3. Splashes it. And some serendipity going the Celtics' way there. Love shovels it over to Holiday. Holiday attacking off the bounce in the lane. Tries to kick it out, gets stolen by Hauser. And now the Blazers just giving the ball right back to the Celtics here. Turnovers, killing them here in this fourth quarter, killing their momentum. And then Simons dancing with it against Holiday. And then Cissoko just picks his pocket. He's going to bring it down the other way. Put his head down, attack, gets caught in the air and kicks it out to nobody. Caleb Love recovers it a straightaway 3. And he gets the 3 points right back. It's back to 11. And a timeout for the Celtics there. That was a big-time shot for Caleb Love after he got his pocket picked by Simons in the first place. So at least he got those 3 points right back. But it's still an 11-point game with 8:25 to go. Not out of the realm of possibility. Fritz said Jaylen Brown 4 more PRA. Yeah, he'll probably come back into this game. It's only 11 right now. Zen Furry said, do you think Brown will get 3 more rebounds or assists? I do. Sure. Young Gutto, what's up, Young? I need Jaylen Brown 1 more point. I'm sure he'll get it, brother. I'm sure he'll get it. Ari Sosa, what's up, Ari? Student said, Love don't live there anymore. Dog catcher said, serendipity, dip in sincerity. LeBron, we got LeBron in the chat. What's up, LeBron? I need Jrue for 2 field goals. Good luck, brother. I'm rooting for you. Student said, yeah, I would say you, Little Faith Club, but that's for the Knicks on chat officially, yeah. Ari Sosa said, what are the chances Jaylen getting 12 more points? Decent chance. A decent chance. He'll come back into this game at some point, probably after this timeout. Jackie, what's up, Jackie? Just 1 point for Jerami Grant. I'm rooting for you. John P, what's up, John? Do you think Derrick White will cook 3 more assists? Maybe. Maybe. Beat It Up says, how many threes does Jaylen Brown have right now? Jaylen Brown has 1 3 made. He's 1 for 3 from 3-point range. Jaylen Brown. Overall, the Celtics are 9 for 28 from 3. And the Blazers are 9 for 32. Celtics absolutely allowing them to be in this game right now. Kira, what's up, Kira? 9-point lead. The Celtics, I got $60. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Jose Navarro. Oh, Jaylen needs 1 more 3. Could get it. Good. 11-point lead for Boston with 8:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's not looking good for the Blazers, who have not been able to get any closer than 8. But all it takes is a couple of made shots in a row. All it takes is a little bit of momentum. PFK said, will White get 15? Maybe. Derrick White has 10? Yeah, maybe. Not far from it. Jason said, dang, the gamblers in here heavy tonight. Yeah. Yeah, they are. 7:30 Woo said, is Sharpe done for the night? I'll cash out now. Then I need 15. I don't think he's done for the night, brother. All right, here we go. We're checking back into it. They're going to need some explosive offensive plays and some solid defense in order to get back into this one. See if they can get it. 8:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Queta has it up top to get it over to Hugo Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets it over to Hauser. Hauser curling off the screen, gets to the mid-range pull-up jumper. You rarely see interior shots for Sam Hauser. He misses that one there. Rattled out, was halfway down. And now the Blazers will bring it down. They can cut it back to single digits with 8 minutes to go. Caleb Love has it up top. Crosses over to his left. A pull-up 3 for Love. He just made one, and he throws up an air ball there. And not a great shot there. It was open, but he just alligator armed it. Left his hand weird. You could tell in the release it didn't look great. Derrick White bringing it down against Cissoko. They get over to Queta. Hands it off to White. White up top, coming to his left. Driving it down. Foul line pull-up jumper. Got it to go for Derrick White. Here comes Sharpe bringing it down. Shaedon Sharpe has it up top. Sharpe trying to dance around a Clingan screen. Shoves it over to Clingan. Clingan takes the handoff. Keeps it. Hands it off to Sharpe. Coming to his right. And a moving screen on Clingan. Off the handoff. 7:30 to go. 13-point lead for the Celtics, and they get the ball back. Not looking good. Not looking good. Demari, Christopher, what's up, Demar? Hopefully Brown can come through. He scored 8 last in 3 at the last couple, so we'll see. We'll see, brother. We'll see. Hauser down the lane, puts up the mid-range jumper. Got it to go for Hauser. And the Blazers' defense just absolutely falling apart. They're doing a really bad job of containing any kind of ball handling. Even Hauser getting into the lane now. Back-to-back mid-range shots for Hauser. I get you're trying to chase him off the three-point line, but not to that degree. They throw it up top to Clingan, and Clingan's first interior shot, his first field goal attempt outside of a three-point attempt, is a lob. My goodness, where have you been all night, Donovan Clingan? Gets the lob to go, gets the dunk to go down. Queta has it up top, fakes the handoff, gets it out to Hauser. Hauser coming to his right, off the screen, pull up 3. Hauser got it to go. Now Hauser's cooking. I don't even have the game cast up for you guys. My bad. Now the lead's up to 16. We're approaching the halfway point, and this one is looking out of range for Portland. Love down the lane, leans in. Derrick White slips and falls to kick it out to Sharpe for a 3. Comes up short. Ryan Rupert with the rebound and putback. I think Ryan Rupert has not been very good tonight. The fact that he's gotten as many minutes as he has, I don't think is a good sign for a really injured Blazers team. I do like the fight that they put up tonight, but they definitely have shot themselves in the foot multiple times. An off-ball foul on the Blazers will create a dead ball and allow some substitutions. This should be the closing lineup for both sides. Should Boston blow this one out, then we'll see, obviously, end of the bench guys sub in. But Kamara and Grant come back in. Brown comes back in. I believe Pritchard also comes back in. Yeah, Pritchard, Brown, Queta, Hauser, and White, their starting lineup. While the Blazers are going with Love, Kamara, Grant, Clingan, and Sharpe. Holiday on the bench. Not like he's been good in this fourth quarter anyway. Brown being guarded by Sharpe. You get it over to Hauser. Hauser driving it down. Stop, half spin, fall away midi. Another mid-range shot for Hauser. He can't get that one to go. Kamara with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. Kamara has it on the right wing. Dancing with it. Coming to his left. Gets it over to Clingan. Back to Kamara. Kamara coming to his left. Puts up the three off the handoff. And Kamara knocks down the three. That'll go a nice long way. It's back to 11. Under 6 to go. They're going to give themselves an opportunity here. They could actually get some more stops. They get over to Queta. Queta fakes the handoff, keeps it. Good denial on Brown. They get it out to White. White coming to his right. Pull up straight away three for White. Got it to go for Derrick White. He said, I'm not giving you guys any hope here tonight. Caleb Love bringing it down. Quick crossover to his right. Dancing with it around the Clingan screen. Now coming to his right. Now there's a little bit of pep in their step for the Blazers offense. But a little too late. Sharpe down the lane. Can't get it to go. But Clingan right there for the offensive rebound and putback. Where's this version of Donovan Clingan been all night? If he showed up earlier in the game, maybe they're not down 12 right now. Maybe they're down 5. Maybe they have a lead. Who knows? Queta has it up top, hands it off to White. White lost it, gets it back down the lane, gets caught in the air, picks it back up, kicks it out to Pritchard, wide open left wing three. Can't get it to go, but Queta an offensive rebound. Kick it over to White in the corner. White almost falling out of bounds, saves it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Grant. Coming to his right, behind the back, now coming to his left, down the lane, takes a bump, puts up the floater, can't get it to go, maybe blocked. Clingan with the rebound either way. Here comes Grant, hit ahead to Kamara. Kamara turning on the Jets. Now he's going to slow it down. A pull-up three for Kamara. Comes up short. Not a great shot, but Clingan, the offensive rebound in the paint, flips it up. Got it to go down for Clingan. And it's a 10-point game. All right? They keep getting to this spot, but you got to continue to get stops and scores. 9 and 15 for Donovan Clingan tonight, and I don't think it's been a very good game from him overall. Starting to play much better in the second half of this fourth quarter here, but a little too late. Too late. Brown spins in the lane to kick it out to White. Pass fake. White down the lane. Kicks it out to a wide open Payton Pritchard right corner three. And that's a backbreaker right there for the Portland Trailblazers. Now here comes Caleb Love bringing it down the other way. Lead back up to 13. Love coming to his left. A pull-up three for Love. Don't love that shot. No pun intended. Can't get it to go. And now here comes Derrick White. That's a desperation shot to me. Continue to run good offense and just, I guess I know why you heave up the three, because you're not trusting your defense right now, which I understand why. Down as many guys as you're down. Derrick White coming to his right. Hesitates, now driving to his right, steps back for a three, off balance. Can't get that one to go, battle for the rebound. Clingan had it, and he can't hold on to it, it's out of bounds, and Clingan's like, they're grabbing my arms, of course I couldn't grab it. Should be a foul at the least. But either way, it's off of Clingan. With 3:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. That may have been off of Pritchard. Either way, they don't have a challenge anyway. They get into Amari Williams, who's come in for Queta, and then an off-ball foul on Kamara trying to chase Brown over a screen. (97-84) with 3:20 to go in this fourth quarter. It's not looking good for Portland right now. Trailing by 13, and they have been really struggled to get defensive stops here. Quarter is 22-19. Not gaining any ground on the Celtics here. Actually losing this quarter by 3. They get it into Hauser. Another mid-range shot for Hauser. Another miss for Hauser. Amari Williams right there. Can't get the tip. Still battling on the glass, and Derrick White ends up with the offensive rebound. Derrick White along the baseline. Going to Nash dribble it all the way out to the other side. Being guarded by Sharpe. Spins to his right, going along the baseline with the Nash dribble. To get it inside to Amari Williams, who gets fouled on the floating attempt by Grant, who was coming from behind. And is going to send Amari Williams to the foul line for 2 free throws. And a timeout here from Portland. And that should pretty much wrap it up with a 13-point deficit, as much as they've struggled to score here tonight. Just under 3 minutes to go. 2:59 exactly. Jesus Rosado. What's up, Jesus? Is Jaylen Brown in? Jaylen Brown is in the game right now. We'll see how much longer he's going to be in the game with 3 minutes to go. Boston up by 13. Amari Williams is going to go to the foul line. Could put him up by 15 here. Deni Avdija said, we're playing quite good. Suddenly Boston are too well-drilled and have this fantastic rejigged offense with 50% less three-point field goals on average. Yeah. Playing a lot more through Jaylen Brown is going to result in a little bit more mid-range shots, and he's a lot more proficient at them this season than Jason Tatum tends to be. Jason Tatum does tend to settle for a lot more pull-up threes, off-the-dribble threes than Jaylen Brown does, and that's definitely paid more dividends for this offense to get more mid-range shots because it does allow for more battling under the glass for offensive rebounding. Jesus said, I need him for another 3 points and Jrue Holiday for another 2 points. Good luck, brother. The dog catches the Jrue Holiday coming back from injury, still on a minutes restriction. Yeah, I assumed that was the case, but either way, I probably would have saved his minutes, especially the way he started the fourth quarter. I probably would have saved his minutes for the end of the fourth quarter here. Try and mount this full comeback, but Joystick Sway, what's up, Joystick? I need Jrue for 2 points and Brown for 1 assist. Do you think he'll hit? Maybe. Rex Hoy, what's up, Rex? Need Jaylen Brown for 1 more rebound? Jaylen Brown for 1 more rebound? I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for you. Jackie said, just 1 point, Jerami Grant, please. I think he'll get it. Why not? Susan said, this is what happens when the kids get a snow day and you just want to watch some good basketball. I appreciate the Portland Trail Blazers not getting blown out tonight and at least keeping themselves in arm's distance away from the Boston Celtics, right? Didn't get blown out, kept it close, gave themselves an opportunity should they have gotten hot. They just haven't. I don't think they will. Q-Len, what's up, Q-Len? We on Lock Nation. What's up, Lock Nation? Jrue Holiday needs 2 assists. I think he's done for the night. He's on a minutes restriction, brother. Here we go. Final 3 minutes of the game. See who remains in. Jrue Holiday comes back in. Oh, Jrue Holiday's back in. Derrick said, my goodness, I just hate Boston teams in sports. Yeah, I get it. Amari Williams at the foul line for 2. We got Minnesota, Golden State on. 39-36 right now. We'll go around the league one last time before we sign off. Joystick said, is Brown in? Jaylen Brown is in the game. Starting 5 is in the game for the Celtics, but Amari Williams is in for Queta. Williams knocks down the first free throws. You got another one coming. Does miss the second free throw. Jerami Grant skies for a rebound. It is a 14-point deficit with 3 minutes to go. Unless some crazy shenanigans are about to happen here, highly doubt a comeback is on the way here. Sharpe down the lane, kicks it out to Holiday. Holiday fires a 3. He can't get it to go. Pritchard with the rebound, lost the handle, turns it back over to Kamara. Looks like Pritchard got hurt. Clingan can't get the layup to go, but he does get fouled. He's going to the foul line for 2. Pritchard holding his hand. Jammed finger? Hurt hand? Something happened. Clingan at the foul line for 2 free throws. 2:40 to go. So Fleas said, y'all need something. Hello. I mean, gambling on basketball to that degree? Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Holding on to his left pinky that's wrapped up. So obviously already injured. Clingan misses the first free throw. Got another one coming. Susan said this was a boring game. Sheffy made it exciting. There was some exciting moments. Pritchard going back to the locker room. His night is done. Clingan misses both. Brown with the rebound. Gets it over to Simons. Simons will bring it down. Some full court pressure here from the Blazers trying to force a turnover. They get it into White. They go over to Williams. Back to White. White on the right wing being guarded by Grant. Where are we at? 2:30 to go. Under 2:30 to go. Approaching the end here. Grant trying to get the steal on Derrick White. Try to get it to Brown. It's stolen by Kamara. He's going to go the other way for a two-handed slam. But again, nice ball pressure from the Blazers there, but too little too late. Down by 12 with 2 minutes to go. White bringing it down, being guarded by Grant. More good ball pressure from Grant here. Get over to Brown, being guarded by Kamara, and then a foul on Kamara. Kamara's upset. Very upset. Doesn't like the foul call. Does that put them in the bonus? Brown's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. I guess they're in the bonus. 5th foul on Kamara. Dog catcher said Payton Pritchard hurt. It looked like he hurt his finger. He was holding his hand. He already had his pinky wrapped up with some black tape. So obviously something was already bothering him. So he went for a rebound, hurt his hand, and is now going back to the locker room. Joystick time. Oh, my bad. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. Thank you, joystick. Thank you. 2 minutes to go. Brown missed the first free throw. And he knocks down the second free throw. Jrue Holiday bringing it down. It is a 13-point deficit with under 2 to go. Holiday. A lot of standing around for the Blazers. Holiday going to make something out of nothing, bullies his way into the paint, and knocks down the floater over Anfernee Simons. 11, with 1:40 to go. Brown up top being guarded by Kamara. Kamara's got the 5 fouls. Cross-court swing pass over to Simons, being guarded by Sharpe. Good defense from Sharpe, not to give Simons a lane. He's going to drive to his left, ball away, foul line jumper. Good defense, can't get it to go, but they can't snag a rebound. A little bit of the story of the night, can't snag a rebound. Brown, a step back, midi, fall away jumper. Can't get that one to go. Robert Williams with the rebound. Here comes Holiday. With a little over a minute to go, you kind of want to start going for threes here. Grant's just going to take it into the lane, draw the foul, get the layup, or a traditional three-point play will count as well. You can take that as well. Boston likely going to hold on to this one, but again, shenanigans could be afoot. You never know. You never know. Good drive and finish from Jerami Grant. It's a tough finish, too. Falling out of bounds. Jesus said, need Jaylen Brown one more shot. I'm rooting for you, brother. Daniel Dash said, see you tomorrow for Knicks versus the Kings. Yes, sir. Have a good rest, Dan. To you too, Daniel. Have a good night. Have a good night. We will be back tomorrow, of course, as always. As always. Jerami Grant misses yet another free throw. Kamara saves the rebound, though. Get it back to Grant. Grant being guarded by White. Jerami Grant stops, spins, coming to his left, down the lane, layup. Got it to go for Jerami Grant. Where has been this aggression from Jerami Grant all night long? It is the closest they have been all game since the first quarter. It is a 7-point game with under a minute to go. Where was that aggression earlier in the game? Queta has it up top, hands it off to Derrick White. Is it possible? It's possible. Do I trust the Blazers to pull this off? No, I don't. But if there's any team that loves to choke large leads away, it is indeed the Celtics, as Derrick White turns it over, and then Simons picks up a foul. Are they in the bonus, or is this side out of bounds? They're in the bonus. Kamara's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. It is a 7-point game. Hold on. Bruce Fowler said, this game is not over. Apparently not. 99-92. Toumani Kamara at the foul line for 2 free throws. Kamara gets a friendly bounce off the front of the rim. Knocks the first one down. Payton Pritchard comes back into the game for Simons. Wow. Got that left finger rewrapped, and he's back out. He is back out. Kamara knocks down both. It is a 5-point game. Get over to White. Derrick White will bring it down. Derrick White has it up top, being guarded by Grant. Get over to Brown. Not a lot of time left here. Brown's just going to dribble out the clock. Go over to Hauser. Go over to Derrick White. He's going to fire a deep 3. He's going to rattle it in, and that'll do it. And that'll do it. That's the dagger. And a timeout from the Blazers here, but that'll do it. That's back up to 8. They could have got one stop here, maybe rush it down, heaved up a 3. They could have cut it to a single possession game. But that deep right wing 3 for Derrick White will put the game out of reach for the Blazers with only 23.5 seconds to go. Carl James, what's up, Carl? Boston Raptors need to lose, so my Knicks come up. This is true. This is true. You can't control what other teams do. All you can focus on is making sure that you continue to win basketball games. Daniel Dash said, clutch game, suddenly 5 with less than 5. Not anymore. Not anymore. The dog catcher said, Deni makes his free throws most of the time. Yeah, I mean, look, you're without your best player, and you put up a pretty decent fight against the Celtics, and he didn't quit. And he didn't quit down the end. It's a good sign for this team. It's a really good sign for them. Daniel Dash said, we're done. Hang on. Indiana versus Cleveland. Last the second round of the playoffs. Yeah. They don't have a Halliburton, though. I'll tell you that. Or a Neesmith. So. Jesus said, need Jaylen Brown three-pointer. Come on. You're not going to get that, brother. Daniel Dash said it was clutch for about 5 seconds. Yeah. It just unfortunate that it took Portland that long to be like, yeah, we're going to just put our heads down and go to the rim and make something happen. Like, where was that aggression from Jerami Grant all night long? Holiday had it. Where was that aggression from Jerami Grant all night long? Where was Donovan Clingan in the paint all night long? Didn't take an interior shot until the fourth quarter. Where were you, brother? Where were you? You took 6 threes tonight? It's just bad. Just bad. $102.94. They get into Grant, and Derrick White comes up with the steal. There's going to be a jump ball, but that one is pretty much going to wrap it up, y'all. So you know what? Go around the league. Pink bars with the pink bar. Celtics one stop. They got the stop. Derrick White comes up with the steal. It's going to be a jump ball between Grant and Derrick White. But either way, that game's over. So we know we're going to be live at 7 o'clock tomorrow for the pregame rundown for Knicks Kings. But we can look at it here. Warriors taking on the Timberwolves. Timberwolves up by 15. They're looking for some revenge here. 15 at halftime. They should be able to run away with it in the second half here. We know the Cavs beat the Magic. The Lakers have officially beaten the Bulls. And the Rockets officially took down the Grizzlies. So everything kind of coming up chalk. Cavs should beat the Magic. Lakers should beat the Bulls. Rockets should beat the Grizzlies. The only major surprise was how badly the Hornets beat the 76ers. But if you've been paying attention to the Hornets lately, they've been dang good this year. And then this one officially comes to an end here. The Celtics did beat the Blazers, as they should, especially without Deni Avdija. And the only game remaining on here tonight, and the Hawks beat the Pacers, as they should. The only game remaining on here tonight is the Timberwolves versus the Warriors. And the Timberwolves should beat the Warriors here tonight. And so no upsets. Every team that should win is going to end up winning tonight. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Like I said, we'll be live yet again tomorrow at 7. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Shout out to all of the channel members who choose to support this channel and this community. Thank you guys. Shout out to everybody here. We'll be live back again tomorrow, of course. We're not going anywhere because we are live multiple times, 6 days a week, Monday through the weekend, sometimes multiple times a day, trying to cover as much basketball as possible. If you want to know what's going on around the league, you got to come to the channel. I'll let you know. I got all 30 teams downloaded right here. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys. Kay Hazy, Jason, The Fleas, Susan, Daniel Dash, Bruce Fowler, and everybody else for hanging out with me. We'll be back again tomorrow. Remember, brush your teeth before bed, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.